is up, motherfuckers? How's everybody doing? Sorry I'm a little late. I was at my friend's birthday thing. I got a little bit of a headache, unfortunately. So, we'll see if we go our full night tonight. But we'll definitely make sure we get to talk about important shit before we finish up for the evening. The James Weave jacket. Yes, sir. How you doing, Mohammed? Let me tell Candy. I know she wanted to talk about stuff. Wanted to talk about some Destiny stuff. Oh, my fucking head, man. I just had one bourbon and Coke, and I feel like I don't understand why I'm fucking hungover like this off of one bourbon and Coke. My head is killing me. This is ridiculous. Oof. The American Christian people, the God loving people, that's something Trump may tweet. Oh boy. Yeah, Antifa's the reason why my head's fucking hurting right now. I'm sure. It's Antifa's fault. Thanks, Antifa. Thanks, Obama. Obama. Yeah. How dare you? Yeah, I don't know, man. Like, every time I see a new video, it doesn't seem like. It seems to me like the guy was pissed and then shot her. It just didn't seem like deadly force was necessary here. Hmm. Weapons unholstered. Jesus Christ. Yeah. Huh. I mean, witnesses seem to all be saying that she was turning to leave. They were on the side. Hmm. Okay. It's just about her as a person. Yeah, I don't know. Is ICE killing people or what? Yeah. So this woman was killed in Minnesota. My love, Candy. How you
Hola,
doing?
hola.
Hola, mi querida. ¿Cómo
Al-
estás?
Allegedly, really?
No.
Somebody wrote allegedly.
Yeah,
So, yeah.
yeah. I mean, honestly, man, like, I try to be. I try to give a lot of benefit of the doubt to officers in situations like this, right? Because, if I were in, like, a situation like that and I was scared for whatever, like, I would, who knows what I'd do? Maybe I'd shoot a person or whatever. But honestly, and I'm still not 100% sure, but the more I see about this, the more it just doesn't feel like shooting this woman was warranted. Maybe arresting
It
her.
wasn't.
Maybe arrest
It
her at this
wasn't.
point if she's running away or if she nudged him with her car, which it looks like she did. But it didn't seem like
No,
anybody's
she
life
didn't.
was in danger. Well, there's one video
She
that
didn't.
shows him being moved by the car. Did you see that one?
No, I didn't see the video. I saw him step to the side of the car and shoot her.
Hang on. There is one video.
Because she backed up. She
Yeah,
went
let me
backwards, and that we tried to turn around to
let me
go
show you.
around the agent,
It's
and
far
he stepped to
away.
the side and shot her.
It's far away and it's like a tiny little nudge. Um and I don't think he was shooting until after that happened when he was already out of danger. But it does kind of show that. Let me see if I can find it. Uh, the new one from the officer doesn't show anything either. But it just shows like he was kind of moved a little bit by the car.
I haven't seen that one.
Yeah, let me see if I can find it. Hang on. Ay, me duele la cabeza, la concha de su madre. All I had was one bourbon and Coke, Candy. What? Why the fuck do I have a headache right now?
Are you feeling good
I'm
or just a
okay,
headache?
just a little hungover, I guess. From one bourbon and Coke. Oh my god, I'm getting fucking old.
Lightweight.
Cachate, I don't drink. What is
Lightweight.
what's going on with Firefox right
He needs some milk. Give him some milk.
He needs some
He
milk.
needs some milk.
Okay, video features. No federal agents. Standing from the car before the incident.
But while you look for that,
Yeah.
yeah, I suspected from the very start that there was something because like when Christy Nome immediately went to talk to the press, it wasn't like we're looking into it, we're investigating, no, it was no, he's innocent. It's like,
Yeah,
how did you
that's
make that
not okay.
determination?
People from
Usually, you know, to
yeah,
determine somebody's innocence, you would obtain witness statements.
yeah, people
You
from
obtain
inside
video.
DHS are
You know what I
saying
mean?
like it's completely unheard of for them to do that. They're all disturbed about it.
Yeah, they should be because usually it's like there's a process, right? Any and every crime is investigated. They collect witness statements, evidence, and then on top of that, it said that after the guy shot the woman, there was a doctor among the people in the crowd, and he wanted to go take a look at her, and they wouldn't let him check on her.
Yeah, and the
And
guy,
then,
as soon as he
and
shot
the
this woman, got in his car and fucking left too.
I heard that he was still hanging around bragging
Nope,
about it.
he drove off. Got in a
So
car and
then,
drove off. Okay, this
so
is the
then
one.
also, go ahead.
All right, let me see if you can see this. It's kind of hard to see. This is another thing, is it's very far away, right? Okay, hang on, hang on, hang on. It's not this one. It's the next one. Okay, so it's this one right here. Okay, here it is. It's right here. Did you see that?
Nope.
No? Okay, let's watch it again. Okay. This guy right here. This is the guy, right?
Uh-huh. He's on the side.
Watch. You see he got nudged out of the way by it.
No, that's him stepping out of the way.
No, the car does make contact. Like, it's kind of hard to see
I know.
maybe on the screen. But, like, I've got it on my big screen and I'm looking pretty up
Oh,
close.
look at the other video, and
And
that's clearer and
it does make
closer.
contact. But,
Shows
like, well, which one?
the other one. Keep going. There's more videos. I
Do
think
you
there's
mean
more.
this one? Because this one, you can't really see it super well.
That
It just shows
that
him.
one, yeah.
Yeah, but
Look,
unfortunately, he's sort of
see,
obstructed by this fucking
he,
idiot.
yeah, but look, he's not even close to the car. Look, go back
Let
again.
me see. Okay, here he is. He's in front of the
That's the
car.
guy there. Look,
This guy
okay,
right here.
that's the guy. Right,
Not
and she's
this guy.
turning.
Not this
Watch.
guy,
Yep.
but the guy behind
Watch.
him, right?
Look again.
Yeah.
Right?
For an escape, why not shoot the tires? I don't know, Muhammad. Like, this was a big fuck up. Okay, he's in front of the car. It looks like
Look.
I mean, it looks like he
He
got
steps. He
nudged a
steps to
little
the
bit.
side.
I can't
Nope.
tell if
He
he's
steps.
stepping
Look.
or getting
Look.
nudged. It's so hard to see. Realistically, I mean, if we're being realistic, see the video of cell phone footage she had in his hand. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. That didn't tell me anything. Everybody's acting like that's some sort of smoking gun. I felt like I didn't learn anything from that fucking cell phone video at all.
I haven't seen
It's new.
any.
They released it today. Let me find it. Also, what up, Sleepy?
The whole story surrounding, especially the initial statement that Christy Nome made, talking about how
That
the
was reckless. They
the
shouldn't have done
no,
that.
but
I mean,
she said that the car was stuck in the snow and
right.
they were trying to.
But
It was none
really
of that
quick,
is true.
I think we all agree DHS, the White House, and Kristi Noem should not have been making statements until an investigation was finished.
Yeah,
That is completely
right.
unprofessional.
Absolutely. It not only makes them look stupid, it makes them look incompetent
Yeah, you don't do
because
that.
they're already doing it without, it's like, no, we're gathering, you have to gather evidence, information, footage, witness statements, video footage that could be
Okay,
from
she's
doorbell
backing
cams,
up. Hang on,
from,
hang on. Here we go. She's backing up. It's fine, dude. I'm not mad. Show your face. I'm not mad. Okay, he's getting the plate. I don't. Do we really need this? I mean, is it really that?
The same plate when you come talk to us later. That's fine. U.S. citizen. You want to come at us? You want to come at us? I say go get yourself some lunch, big boy. Go ahead. Out of the car. Get out of the car. Get out of the car.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, you can't see anything.
yeah,
You can't see what happened. This is what I'm saying. Like, you can't tell. Yeah. I mean, he might have gotten nudged a little bit. That's what I said. I do not. To me.
that
To me,
that's if even if he got nudged,
if he
he
got
stood in front of
nudged,
the
it's
car,
not.
like he could have walked, he could have stepped to the side because the
I
car was in
don't.
like the top.
Based on what I've seen from other angles, it appears that he started firing after the danger was gone. Yeah,
Yeah.
we did look at
I,
those standards barcode. You are correct.
yep.
Also, how's it going? How you doing, barcode? It just don't sit right with me. Found the actual ICE use of force policy. Lay it on me, Beretta. Let's take a look.
Me está dando hambre comiendo ahí.
I'm just having peanuts.
I know. I do snack too.
Mm-hmm.
Now you make me want to, making me hungry.
Well, I gotta like eat peanuts and like drink water. Or this headache's not gonna go away. So. Yeah, for sure.
Light, lightweight.
Yeah, I just don't drink really ever. And bourbon apparently is more likely to give you a headache than other alcohols, so. I am a lightweight. Ain't like my drinking is no fun. It's fun in the
It's a
moment.
lot of fun.
It's fun in the moment. It's just afterwards. It's no fun.
Yup.
But it was my buddy's
Oh,
birthday, you know. Had a drink for him. Also, what's going on? Yeah, yeah. Good to see you. Iggy was drink more Coke. That's the American way. I'm drinking water, my dog. Water and a monster. KenKlippenstein.com. Ice is okay with Renee Goods killing. Ugh. Constitutional laws interpreted the Supreme Court's Fourth Amendment applies constitutional place. Used force by LEOs in the course of their official duties, law enforcement agencies may adopt policies that further constrain the use of force. This policy Well, governing legal framework and articulates additional principles which the Department will adhere.
It says download Homeland Security force policy.
The regular establishes U.S. immigration policy. ICE's law enforcement mission brings with it the authority to use force when necessary. Okay. To this end, it is policy advice that it's authorized officers use force only when no reasonably effective, safe, and feasible alternative appears to exist. May use only the level of force that is objectively reasonable in light of the totality of fact. Circumstances confronting the authorized officer at the time force is applied. Okay, Candy. The use of excessive force by ICE employees is strictly prohibited. In the performance of their law enforcement duties, authorized officers may only carry firearms and immediate force weapons that have been approved by ICE when in compliance with all qualification and or certification requirements. The accompanying ICE Firearms and Use of Force Handbook serves as the authoritative guideline on ICE employees regarding firearms and use of force related issues. As such, ICE employees are expected to be familiar with the contents of this directive and the accompanying handbook and are required to take appropriate action to comply with its policies and procedures. Violation of the policies and procedures contained in the directive or handbook may be ground for disciplinary action or other appropriate action. Nothing in this directive or the accompanying handbook shall be construed as interfering with the right that authorized officers may have as private citizens to carry a personally owned firearm off duty for personal use. Authorized officers must comply with all applicable federal, state, and local laws when exercising this right. An authorized officer may use force only when no reasonably effective, safe, and feasible alternative appears to exist. May only use the level of force that is objectively reasonable in light of the totality of facts and circumstances. Run of the officer at the time force applied. However, it does not require authorized officers to meet force with equal or lesser force. Okay. Authorized officers do not have a duty to retreat to avoid the reasonable use of force, nor are they required to wait for an attack before using reasonable force to stop a threat. I wonder if this is different from their prior guidelines. I'm curious. Because it looks like this was filed in November. Damn it, I dropped a fucking peanut. Use of force is necessary when it is reasonably required to carry out the authorized officer's law enforcement duties in a given situation, considering the totality of facts and circumstances. That's such a vague statement. Considering the totality of facts and circumstances of a particular situation. And there appears to be no reasonably effective, safe, and feasible alternative to the use of force carrying out the authorized officer's law enforcement duties in a given situation. See Chapter 1B of the ICE Firearms and Use of Force Handbook for more information. Okay. When feasible, authorized officers must employ tactics to de-escalate by use of communication. Uh-oh. Yeah. It seems like this part was not done. An encounter to stabilize, slow, or reduce PIDOD. Most of the policy when DHS had a FOIA request for it. Reduce the intensity of a potentially violent situation without using physical force or with a reduction in force. Recognizing that it is not always possible to obtain a subject's voluntary compliance, these tactics should be attempted only when feasible and when a delay not likely to create a greater threat to safety of the authorized officer or others. I mean, are we seriously considering that this woman who's like one of those vagina hat wearing protester type ladies to be a serious threat to the life of law enforcement officers? She fucking bumped him a little bit with her car. Now, I did read today that apparently there was an incident months ago where this same officer was dragged by a car in the line of duty, and maybe that is why he was more likely to pull the trigger. But that honestly shows a situation where, okay, somebody died needlessly because this officer didn't get like the proper treatment or therapy for that situation. Authorized officers have a duty to intervene or to prevent or stop a perceived use of excessive force by another authorized officer when it's safe to do so. Authorized officers shall report any such incident. The Office of Professional Responsibility, failure to intervene or reportedly considered misconduct may result in adverse action. An authorized officer may have to rapidly increase or decrease force and employ varying use of force options, depending on the totality of circumstances present in the evolving situation. Based on the totality of facts and circumstances, different authorized officers may have different responses to the same situation, any of which may be both reasonable and necessary. Level of force applied must reflect the totality of facts and circumstances surrounding the situation, including the presence of imminent danger to the authorized officer or others. Supervisor.
My issue, to be honest, is at least, you know what I mean. If the guy's innocent, he's innocent. But let shit play out. Let them find. Let them investigate. Let them do their job. You know what I mean. Don't just make blanket statements about how and then lie about it.
DHS
like the guy was
the White
dragged.
House coming out right away to just instantly defend him when an investigation hasn't even been done is completely
That's
unorthodox and like just shows that Noam should not be in charge of this department. And this administration doesn't take these things seriously. It's about the side that they're on, not the actual. Okay, no recent changes. Good to know.
Did you see Asmongold? Asmongold was like, yeah, people should be shot in the face. Like he
I
was
couldn't
for.
care fucking less what assmold the retard has to fucking say.
I know, but
way. I'm saying assmold now too. I said like a month or two ago or something. We were talking about him. And I name dropped you because I was like, ooh, as Candy calls him, assmold.
Assmold.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, he was saying yeah, he's all for just ICE agents. Like, oh, you don't follow law, shoot them in the face. Yeah, go do it. Like, are you fucking crazy? What the fuck is wrong with you?
Asmongold is fucking retarded and crazy, and he on regular occasions is like, oh man, yeah, these idiots who need facts and evidence for stuff, I just go off my gut. I go off my obvious conclusions and gut. And I'm like, dude, you're literally admitting you're retarded and you're proud of it.
Yeah.
You're proud of your retardation.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, that's my issue. Yeah. If the guy is innocent, that's fine. Just let shit play out, you know? Let the investigation happen. Let everyone collect witness statements.
Yeah.
Do what you gotta do.
Exactly. The supervisor of any ICE. Oh.
God.
Okay.
Do you think?
Supervisor of any ICE employee involved in a use of force incident must ensure the employee is provided psychological first aid services from the peer support response team or an ICE operational behavioral health professional as soon as possible and on scene and practical. Yeah, see, that I feel like. Was that done in his last incident that I saw about today? Because maybe it wasn't. Because, it seems like this was an inappropriate use of force. When an authorized officer uses deadly force, either on or off duty, authorized officer following verbal report of the incident must immediately be placed on administrative leave for 3 consecutive workdays. This period of absence is not for disciplinary purposes. The Office of Human Capital's Employee and Labor Relations and the Office of Principal Legal Advisor must be consulted regarding any extensions of administrative leave. Yeah, for, therapy and shit like that. Following any use of force incident, when safe to do so, authorized officers must seek medical assistance for any person who appears or claims to be injured. Well, she couldn't really claim to be injured, but she definitely appeared to be injured. Apparently, they, dragged her off. They didn't even use, a stretcher. They dragged her off by, her arms. That's what I read. I don't know how true that is. Every use of force incident and any discharge of an ICE firearm by an authorized officer, other than intentional discharges in a training activity where no injury or property damage occurs, must be properly reported and reviewed in accordance with procedures and guidelines set forth in Chapter 4 of the ICE Firearms and Use of Force Handbook. Ice firearms and authorized intermediate force weapons may only be carried by authorized officers who successfully demonstrated proficiency. Blah, 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 blah. All ICE employees who are not authorized officers who are not otherwise okay. Every authorized officer must send the appropriately designated individuals demonstrate proficiency. Blah blah blah. Training ICE use of force policy at least annually. Training shall include scenario-based learning that simulates operating conditions such as shooting scenarios, and the application of force, including deadly force, and training must include related legal updates, discretion in use of deadly force and less lethal force, de-escalation techniques, the prohibition on carotid restraints unless the legal standard for deadly force is met, the affirmative duty to request and or render medical aid following the use of force, and the affirmative duty to intervene if an LEO is misusing force or using excessive force. Yeah, you know, it's also like really fucking weird that right after shooting her, the first words out of his mouth were fucking bitch. I don't know, it just seems unprofessional. I don't know. Yeah, as you do. While performing law enforcement duties, authorized officers must carry ICE firearms and at least one approved intermediate force weapon unless operational circumstances preclude the carriage of firearms or intermediate force weapon. Objectively reasonable and the totality of facts and circumstances. Okay. That's why it was vague here. Is because they go into more detail about it here. Alright, this is important. This section is very important. It'd be very important, okay? The, quote, reasonableness of a particular use of force will be reviewed based on the totality of the facts and circumstances confronting the authorized officer at the time of the use of force. Reasonableness is an objective standard viewed from the perspective of a reasonable officer on the scene rather than with 20/20 vision of hindsight. Of course, that's what we have to do. If I believe someone tried to try to, I'd call her a bitch too. Well, I mean, like, you're supposed to remain as emotionally impartial if you're, like, an officer. That, you know, the fact that he said that shows that he could be making, like, more of an emotional decision in that moment rather than a, logical or training decision in that moment, right? Which sort of speaks to the state of mind, adding to how he could possibly have acted rashly rather than logically, is more of what I'm referring to. I can understand someone calling somebody a bitch if you think they tried to run you over. But also, like, you know, police officers are supposed to remain, and law enforcement officers are supposed to remain professional, even in life or death situations. Whether they do or not is a different question, but it does speak to their state of mind. Totality of the facts and circumstances are all factors existing in each individual case shall use to determine the reasonableness of an authorized officer's actions. These factors include, but are not limited to, seriousness of the offense at issue, whether the subject poses an imminent threat to the safety of the authorized officer or others. That's sort of the big question, isn't it? That's sort of the big question. It's whether they posed an imminent threat. And, like, even if he was, you know, moved by the car, the shots appeared to have happened after he was out of harm's way. So I don't know. It's still so hard to tell with even with all of these angles. It's so hard to tell. But that's what it just appears. That appears to be my understanding of the situation from what I've seen. Whether the subject is actively resisting or attempting to evade arrest by flight. Okay. Was she under arrest at that point? I'm not sure. They were telling her to get out of the car. I'm not sure why. I don't understand all the details about that. However, evading arrest is not necessarily... So these are the factors that are determining it, right? But that doesn't necessarily mean that because of your evading arrest that deadly force is authorized. Just, you know, different types of force. But the circumstances are uncertain and rapidly evolving. Okay. Could be uncertain and rapidly evolving. That's true. The foreseeable risk of injury to subjects involved in others. And again, it does seem like when the shots were fired, he appeared to be out of harm's way at that point. The level of... but also, like, why are you shooting at somebody... If you were in harm's way, why are you shooting at somebody who's operating a motor vehicle that you believe to be going in your direction, if that's the case? Because if that were the case, you're almost certainly ensuring that you get run over. It just seems like rash decision. Because they tried to run me over. Yeah, that's actually, after the fact, Sleepy, that's not a valid reason as a law enforcement officer to shoot somebody. If they are now no longer able to run you over, then you don't shoot them. If they start, like, backing up and trying to do it again, okay. Shoot them. But if you're out of harm's way, and they're not trying to do that, they're, like, just trying to leave, not a valid reason to shoot somebody. Foreseeable risk of injury to subjects involved in others. What? Where's your law degree from? Foreseeable risk of injury to subjects involved in others. So risk of injury at that point appeared to be minimal, I would say. Again, watching the video, it does appear at the time the shots were fired, the officer was out of harm's way. Never made an affirmative statement. Okay. So you're not claiming that that's a valid or invalid reason, is what you're saying. The apparent level of training, strength, size, and age of the subject. Okay. 0 training. Very little strength, I imagine. But they are in a car. So size, I guess, is applicable, right? Car is a potentially deadly weapon. The weapons involved in or available. A car in this case. Presence of other officers, subjects, or bystanders. A bunch of all of them. And environmental conditions, I don't think is necessarily applicable in this case. Intermediate force is physical force that is neither likely nor intended to cause death or serious bodily injury. Authorized officers may use force, including intermediate force, only when no reasonably effective, safe, and feasible alternative appears to exist. Use only the level of force that is objectively reasonable in the light of totality of facts and circumstances confronting the authorized officer at the time the force is applied. Use of force must be both objectively reasonable and necessary in order to carry out the authorized officer's law enforcement duties. Yeah, I don't know why they wouldn't, if they needed to stop the car, like shoot out the tires. I just don't see why, like, shooting the person is the, while they're operating a motor vehicle, is the safest option. That's very dangerous. Where no reasonably effective, safe, and feasible alternative to the use of force appears to exist, immediate force weapons may be used in situations where empty hand techniques are not sufficient to bring a disorderly or violent subject under control, or deadly force is not deemed justified. Yeah. Deadly force is force that is likely to cause death or serious bodily injury. DHS update to the Department policy of the use of force, February 6, 2023, or as amended or suspended or superseded, governs the use of deadly force by all DHS law enforcement officers. Authorized officers may use deadly force only when the officer has a reasonable belief that the subject of such force poses an imminent danger of serious bodily injury or death to the officer or to another person. Deadly force is not authorized against a person whose actions are only a threat to themselves or property. You know, I do think it's very interesting, by the way, that no other officer fired their gun. Right? Because as I'm reading these, they all say, not just the officer, But other officers should be doing this. He seemed to be the only one who felt that deadly use of force would have been authorized and appropriate. I don't know. That's just an interesting thought. There were a lot of other officers there. Maybe maybe it's because he's the only one who had his firearm out. I don't know. But it does seem nobody else felt it was appropriate to either have their firearm out or to use it. I'm not sure why. Hopefully we'll understand that more if there's an investigation and if, their statements are made public. Maybe we'll understand that more. But it's a thought. Deadly force is not authorized solely to prevent the escape of a fleeing suspect. Uh-oh! What about body cam footage? Yeah, I don't know. I imagine the body cam footage will tell us a lot, especially from the one who was like between us and that officer in that video, that one that's like the clearest one we've kind of seen so far, other than the cell phone video. I'd like to see his footage. So deadly force against a fleeing subject is only authorized if there is probable cause to believe that the escape of the subject would pose an imminent danger of death or serious bodily injury to the officer or another person. I don't believe that is justified looking at this. I'm supposed to have body-worn cameras by policy, but they say they don't have the funding for it. Oh, shit, I bet. They don't have the funding for it? What a crock of shit. How much funding didn't they just get from the Trump admin? My determination of guilt or innocence should not be made until an investigation is done. I know, there's just so many things I don't fucking know at this point. And it's really frustrating. Like, I have ideas from what I kind of think it looks like, right? But, like, there's more shit that I want to see that I, like, just can't see and I don't know. And, like, everyone wants to say an answer. Yeah, but Sleepy, you could say it was aimed at the officer, but also we all see clearly in the video that she is turning the wheel to get away from the officer, not aimed at the officer. Like, if it was straight on aimed at the officer and she's just moving straight forward, I'd say that calling her a fleeing suspect is far less arguable. But the fact that she had her wheel turned hard to leave, like, that doesn't seem like she's aiming at the officer. And it also, in her conversation with the officer, it doesn't seem like things were escalating necessarily between them that would lead to somebody acting that irrationally. Now, that doesn't mean necessarily that they wouldn't. But, like, all things considered, from everything that I've seen, it doesn't seem like she was trying to hit the officer. State to gain access to the evidence. Unless the state decides to charge the officer. Right? Then they could. New angle. Which one's this? Oh, fuck, that's loud. Okay, is this the SUV right here? Okay. Here's the officer. Wait, he's doing the back one. Okay. See, but they need the evidence, yeah. Oh, the Fed's complying, it's difficult. True. Okay. 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 Backing up. Turning away. Yeah. I mean, from that angle, it definitely looks like she's trying to leave. Not run over the officer. But, like, I just need one Not from here, this angle, but like from here. You know, from like this tree or post. I need that. Ugh. Right? So injured. Which is why he got up and fucked off. Yeah. Okay, so he's in front of the car. I mean, I do think he got bonked by it a little bit. But I've been bonked by a car like that before. Her wheels are hard to the right. She's clearly not trying to run him over. She's clearly trying to escape. I was going to argue he didn't see the wheels from his angle. That's was something that I was thinking too. I think we're seeing his hindsight from grainy security footage. No, like this is what I'm saying, Sleepy. Like my point is like right now I'm looking at it and like I don't know. All things considered, if I were in his situation, I don't think that I would feel like deadly use of force is authorized. I would probably immediately be like, yo, putting out an APB, this woman needs to be arrested, like right away. But then again, like I'm not in the situation, and there's a lot more questions that I need to know that I don't have the answers for. I think he did. I mean, you can kind of see her turning the wheel, though. But that doesn't always tell you everything. I don't know. It's hard to say. We are looking at it in hindsight. That's true. And I'm trying my best to not look at it in hindsight. I think for me, the key is that when he shot her, he was already out of harm's way. That's kind of like a big key factor for me. I'm not saying I can conclude, you know, anything really, but that's just where my head is at right now. If feasible, and if to do so would not increase the danger of the authorized officer or others, verbal warning is submitted to the authority. The authorized officer must be given before the use of deadly force. I think that was done. I'm pretty sure that was done. He told her to get out of the car. An authorized officer is not limited to the use of authorized weapons devices if the authorized officers or others faced with imminent threat of death or serious bodily injury. If authorized weapons are not readily accessible or inoperable. The use of firearms to discharge chemical munitions or specially designed breaching munitions against structures does not constitute the use of deadly force unless there is reason to believe that chemical munitions or specially designed breaching munitions likely to cause the death of a person or serious bodily injury. Force, including deadly force, may be used against an animal if the animal... Okay, that's about animals. The ICE use of force continuum. ICE use of force continuum describes and categorizes the application of various levels of force an authorized officer may use to gain control over a resistant subject. An authorized officer may have to rapidly intensify or diminish force and employ varying use of force options through the continuum, depending on the totality of facts and circumstances present. Outlined below are the 5 levels of the continuum with associated non-exhaustive examples of each. First level, officer presence. Professional, courteous demeanor, positive attitude, physical condition, confident posture and body language, and professional attire or clean, neat attire appropriate to the work being performed. I would really like to see a much longer video of this interaction. Because there's so much we don't know about what happened before, like why she was there, why she was being stopped, what was going on. I just want more information. I just feel like I don't have enough information. Okay. second level verbal commands, professional, firm voice, instructions. Yeah, for me that is like a key thing, barcode. But also, like I said, like that's what I'm leaning to, sort of as like my point that I'm sort of stuck on. That's an issue for me here. But also, like I really want more information. Like I keep telling people keep asking me my opinion on this, and I keep saying I'm not really jumping to any conclusions here because an investigation hasn't been done. There's a lot more to learn. But right now, I'm sort of leaning towards I think it wasn't a proper use of force because it seemed like he was out of the way of danger when the shots were fired. But I don't know. I want to see more. Instructions that are simple, easy to understand, and repeat as necessary, and only one officer issuing verbal commands at any given time. Okay, I think that... Wasn't there like a couple of them? Like the one guy was talking to her and then the other guy was like, alright, get out of the car, as he was pulling the gun. Third level soft techniques, empty hand techniques with minimal chance of injury. Escort position, come along holds include the use of impact weapons. Involve the application of pressure to move non-compliant subjects. Use of touch pressure points and use of chemical agents. Hard techniques that have greater possibility of injury to subjects. Strikes with the hand, arm, foot, leg, head, or the whole body. Throws, takedowns. I mean, if you're in a car, a lot of these aren't really possible. Then deadly force. Discharge firearms. Impact weapons. Strike neck or head. Strangulation techniques. Strikes to the throat. And edge weapons. Okay. Well, that's it. That didn't really help me too much. But there are some key things there that I'm not too sure about. It does seem like he was out of danger when the firearm was discharged, but I want more angles. I want longer video of the interaction. I need more here. Before I can fully conclude. I do think, probably considering the circumstances, if he does get charged, it's unlikely he'd be convicted. For a number of reasons. More that needs to be shown for sure because all other statements that before that officer stepped in front of the car, he tried to open her door. Huh. What the fuck? Yeah. Yep. Poor lady, though. Poor lady. Anyway. Candy. Let's,
Diga usted y mande a otro.
¿De qué?
Diga usted y mande a otro. Go ahead. What's up?
Oh. Is that a Puerto Riqueñoism or something?
Yeah. Yeah, it's a way. Yeah.
I was
Tell
like,
me what you want.
I'm like, you'll send me what? Another what?
No, it's basically but it's basically means tell me what you want, but tell somebody else to do it.
Oh. I was like, you'll send me another what? What?
Diga usted, pero mande a otro. Like, tell me, you tell me the.
Ya te entiendo, ya te entiendo. So, let's talk about the big thing you wanted to talk about the most tonight.
Yeah, like they did it. Rose back in August. They found the girl Rose, and they did a deposition on her. I sent you a video,
Oh, okay.
and then Tiny's reading through the deposition, and it seems like Rose was never really involved. Rose got involved with this guy online. She was 17.
Where should
He was 21.
Where should I go for
That's
the
the
music?
video. Oh God, it's long. It's pretty
Sí,
long.
es
He goes through
larguito.
yeah, it's very long. He goes through everything. So basically,
I know I have enough. To
the
file a
girl
complaint.
Rose, she was 17. She was talking to somebody on this guy online. Um, he was supposed to be 21. And then later she found out he was British. First he was trying to say he wasn't. But anyway, the guy stole her identity. The guy is a Destiny fan, by the way. Stole her identity, her likeness, and the whole exchange between the videos was not Rose and him. It was not Rose and Destiny. It was Rose and that guy that was stalking her.
Oh, jeez.
Am I making sense?
Yeah. So
Okay.
so Tiny was being completely catfished the whole time.
Yes. Yes. By a guy.
Yikes.
Yes. So it was, and he was the one that leaked everything because he was the one who had all that stuff.
So they are gonna charge him, right? Or sue him or
Well,
whatever.
okay. And Destiny goes over that too in this video. He says he wants to bring charges against them, but he doesn't want to bring it in until this is settled
Oh,
because he doesn't want
that makes
Pixie
sense.
bringing in those people and making his case more complicated
Yeah,
into what they're doing right now.
that makes
Because then
sense.
she could have access right to that guy, and then this could drag on even more his case.
All right, Rose deposition transcript. Oh fuck, it's the whole fucking transcript.
Yep. See if you might be able to find maybe a without having to go through Tiny's commentary, you might be able to find it somewhere. It's in his court documents.
Shit.
You know how when he shows his court documents and there's links and stuff and he opens up
Yeah.
stuff? It's in his court documents, the deposition. So
Let's
the
see.
girl was questioned about, and then she told about everything, and then the guy is fucking insane.
Well, here, watch a little bit of it.
There it is. That's it. That's the document. If you go to
Yeah.
that,
But
you
the
should
way-
be
We'll
able to
just
find
watch
it.
a little bit of it.
Because they probably
Fuck
felt like it
it.
wouldn't help their
I don't feel like reading through it right now. My
case,
head
I
hurts.
guess. But I guess that was rejected. You can find out why I've been so triggered since.
Yeah.
Okay.
According to what the deposition, Rose wasn't
No.
even aware that no, and then it wasn't until later that she found out what was happening between Destiny and how her likeness was being used. And
Mm-hmm.
H3 sub still copes about the CCM and a post. H3 sub is full of fucking retards. I don't care. That audience is fucking retarded. Anything is fucking retarded. I don't care about them. It's never changing. He'll never walk back on that. Mr. Pedo Troll. The videographer. This is Stephen Hoog with the LVS Group, Inc. And the operator of this camera. We're on record, October 23rd, 2025.
well, it does,
10:54 a.m.
Barcode,
indicated on
because
the
according
video
to
screen. We are at
Destiny,
blank, blank, Illinois.
the
Videotape deposition
by the
of
time they were
blank,
done
blank.
with this deposition, Rose was like in tears, like she was
Yeah.
really upset because
she had nothing to do with any of
Pixie's
this.
lawyer, Pixie's lawyer was like basically accusing her of lying.
This case is captioned Jane Doe versus
Oh
Stephen K.
my
Ronell. Second
god,
case number
bro.
25
Pixie has the
2747.
worst lawyers.
Will the attorneys please
Yeah,
identify
she
themselves for
does.
the video record? Ms.
It also turns out he's
Joan Schlump Peters on behalf of the plaintiff. Mr. Kamara,
Destiny
good morning.
talks
Jake
about
Kamara, along with my
also
colleague Joel
that
Sichel? I don't know how to pronounce his
Pixie's
name.
parents
So
are
Jen knows when this is
loaded.
happening? No, I think she's on Zoom. She's
So
at the
that whole
Zoom.
GoFundMe, I ain't got no money thing, it's a lie.
Good
Her
morning, Jake
parents
Camaro,
got
with my colleague
tons of
Joe
money,
Sigel.
and that's who's
We're
paying
from
for
Burke
all
Butler,
these
LLP. We're
lawyers.
counsel for defendant Stephen K. Bonnell, aka Destiny.
Oh shit.
The court reporter today is Amy Bateman with Vladimir reporting. Will you please swear in the witness? Witness sworn. Videographer, please proceed.
Okay, here we go.
So,
But
for
the whole
background,
it's the transcript
this
starts with
deposition was
everybody
set up
introducing
because
themselves,
Kiwi Farms managed to
the
along
videographer,
with
you know,
the
the
no
lawyers,
objection to
and then it gets
This
into
procedure.
the
Stipulation reserved.
questions.
Really, I'm not understanding.
But yeah,
She says,
it's crazy. And it took me
Mhm.
back because I thought, okay, because they're gonna ask her about, you know, when was the first time she talked to Tiny?
Uh-huh.
When would they? No,
Understanding the
it
witness will be
was
inside
not
the transcript
about
and
that
take
at
it as a
all.
receipt.
It was about this other guy who she was
For
having
the
a
record, I do want to state this
relationship
deposition is taken
online
pursuant to
with,
protective order, docket
and I'm like,
116.
what the
So
fuck?
Amy, please mark the entire transcript and all
And
exhibits as
then,
confidential,
yeah.
subject to protective order. The court reporter says yes. Jones says thank you. Today's October 23rd, 2025. We're here for the
Yeah,
deposition
Rose
of
was, yeah,
Rose in the matter of
she
Jane
was
Doe versus
crying
Stephen
at
L.
the end
pending
of
in the
the
United
thing.
States District Court for the District of Florida, case number 2520757. Whereupon Rose, called as a witness
Here we
herein,
go.
having been first fully sworn, was examined and testified as follows. By Miss Schlump Peters, by Joan. Good morning, Miss Rose. Are you okay if I address you as blank, or would you prefer blank? I'll just say Rose. Rose is fine. Rose, thank you. My name is Joan Peters. I represent the plaintiff, Jane Doe, and these are counsel for the defendant, and they might also be asking you questions today. Before I begin, I want to make sure you understand how a deposition proceeds. First, you're under oath, so your testimony today is the same force as if you were in a court. This deposition will essentially be a question and answer. Make sure you wait until I finish any question before you answer. Please listen carefully to each question. If you don't understand the question, just tell me and I will rephrase it. If you answer it, I will assume that you understood the question. You have to answer each question audibly, so shaking your head yes or no won't get recorded on the record. If you don't know the answer or don't remember, it's perfectly fine to say so. Please don't guess or speculate. If you realize later that you need to correct or clarify something, you'll have a chance to review the transcript and make changes on what's called an errata sheet at the end of the transcript. You're going to receive the transcript within a few days after today, and you'll have a chance to review it, and then you'll need to sign it and return it. And if you need a break at any time, just let me know. We can go off the record and turn the video off. If there's a question pending, you'll need to answer the question first, and then we'll take the break. Do you understand?
And
Yes.
if I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure
Okay.
the way they found Rose to begin with, because nobody knew who Rose was or where she's from, was the same guy that was harassing her. Because she had to delete several Instagrams that she had
Oh
because he
jeez.
kept harassing her. She had to delete like a lot of her socials because this
Is-
guy was being a
And
creep.
is this the same guy
Um,
who was
She would
catfishing Destiny?
FaceTime with him. Yes, she would FaceTime
Oh
with
my
him, but
God.
he wouldn't show himself. She would just, and every time she would tell him, "Oh, let's meet up," he will make up an excuse. That's how she said she figured it out because he had kind of like an accent.
Mm.
And then every time she was like, "Let's meet up," he would make up an excuse
Wait,
that
so
he
he
couldn't do it.
catfished her too?
So,
Or
so
something?
then eventually he told her that he's been from Oxford, England,
Huh. Interesting.
and she
Please do
would
not represent by counsel here
FaceTime with
today. I wanna
him,
make clear that I don't represent.
and he made an X account, I think it was. Back then it was Twitter with her likeness and stuff, and yeah. So
Alright, interesting.
You, and neither is
Yeah.
counsel for the defendant. But if you have any questions during the deposition, I can answer your questions. I just can't give you legal advice. Okay. Okay. All right. Can you please state your full name for the record? Rose, Rose, Rose. How old are you? Age? Where do you currently live? Where she currently lives?
So what
Now,
you
you
read
received
at the
a subpoena in
beginning,
this matter,
they're
correct?
talking about
You
the
said
guy
yes.
and her.
Right.
Jones says, if you could just take a look
Nothing
at this
to do
and
with
tell me
Destiny.
if this is the subpoena that you were served with.
Alright.
Tamara,
And he
Mr.
doesn't.
Joel.
She
Um,
has no
no,
idea
this
who
is-
Destiny
I
was.
don't remember their first names.
She
Those are
never
my
talked
words.
to
Mr. Tamara, Ms.
him.
Peters, do you have a copy of the exhibits that you're
It's
going to be showing to the
crazy.
witness? Jones says, I do. I just don't have a copy of the subpoena. He says, okay. Rose says, yes. And then Jones says, which I did provide. Okay, so yes, this is the copy of the subpoena, correct? She says, yes, I'm going to mark this as Exhibit 1, but the reporter says I can do that now. And then Jones says, okay, and then can I have it back? Exhibit 1 is marked. Jones says, thank you. So the subpoena asked you to produce documents, correct? She says, yes. And did you produce documents? Yes. Okay, I'm now going to show you a set of documents. Please review them and tell me if these are the documents that you produced. Disregard the confidential mark on them, but otherwise. Joel, I think that's his name. Joel says, Ms. Peters, to the extent you're questioning the witness about a document. Jones says, oh, sorry. He says, we'll need a copy of these. Jones says, sorry about that. And I do have another copy for you, which I will be marking as an exhibit, so Rose says, yep. Jones says, did you produce any other documents other than these? Rose says, no. Jones says, okay. The reporter says, this is number 2, counsel. Jones says, yes, and please mark this as Exhibit 2, which are documents marked confidential and are date stamped H1 through 10. Okay. That, this should be censored, but, or redacted, but okay. Exhibit number 2 marked by Joan. Now, one of the things that was requested in the subpoena, blank, was communications, I guess that was Rose, was communications between you and Solo Tiny Leaks. I'll just say Solo from January 1st, 2022 through the present. Do you have any other responsive documents that you did not produce in that packet? No. Okay, what about communications between you and the defendant? Destiny? Yes. No. On any of your different accounts that you would have for communication? No. No. Okay. Now looking at the first page of Exhibit 2, can you confirm that this is a copy of your birth certificate? Yes. Thank you. Okay. Now turn. If you turn to the next page,
I know,
which is
right,
date
dude?
stamped AH2, and then 3, 4, 5, and 6. Can you tell me what this is?
So dumb.
Jake says, Ms. Peters, the copy you gave
Judges
me
do
jumped from
not
AH1 to
like
AH3.
that
I didn't have
shit.
AH2. Joan says, here, can you look at this copy? Let me make sure this one. All right, yeah, this one is complete. Let me just make sure.
That's Sleepy Jordan. Okay.
It is
You
Jake
know
and Joe,
what?
right? I think it's Jake.
I'm still paying attention, alright? Jeez.
I see you yawning over there.
I'm tired.
Oh, it's Jack and Joel, not Jake. Is it Jake?
I karaoke'd my fucking butt off, okay? I'm pooped.
Did you? That sounds fun.
Yeah, it was super fun.
Maybe it's Jack. I should just check. Hold on. It's Jake. It is Jake. Oh, okay. That sounds more correct. Okay. Joan says, here, can you look at this copy? Let me make sure this one, all right, yeah, this one is complete. Jake says, thank you. Joan says, sorry about that. Joan says, okay, so can you tell me what these pages are? Jake says, objection, vague and ambiguous. Joan says, go ahead and answer. Rose says, these were emails I got from someone named Callum. This is Sabasexual from Justicle's Discord server, who's still in there. They're all posting about this today, by the way. These were emails I got from someone named Callum, telling me that I got doxed online. And he sent me
Callum
lots of
is the
emails,
guy.
screenshots he found online and stuff.
Callum, that's his name.
Joan says, okay, who's Callum?
Who
She
is
says,
he?
I don't know.
Callum. That's the
Joan says,
dude.
did you ever respond to Callum? She says, a couple times. By the way, Joan also personally requested Callum to continue to reach out to Rose to try to bring her into the court case. That was something that Sabasexual leaked all by himself in Driscoll's Discord server. Okay, now in this document, on AH2, it shows your email address is whatever.com. She says, Rose says, yes. Joan says, okay, this is your current email address, correct? She says, yes. And Joan says, was it also your email address beginning in 2022? Yes. So have you had any other email addresses besides this one? Yes. Can you tell me what those are? I imagine this contains probably the email as like personal identifying information, so it's probably censored here. Back and forth. And when was this email address created? Rose says, when I was a kid, I don't remember. Joan says, okay, so probably prior to 2022.
That's fucking cool.
Yes.
When
okay.
did you get
and
that?
you still use that email today? Not very much. Okay, and turning to AH8. It's a document with a name on it, Ben Conway. Can you tell us what this is? This was a Snapchat username Solo made to try and contact me back in February, and I blocked it. I did talk to him, though. February of this year. Okay. The reporter asks, is that a yes? And then Rose says, yes. Joan says, and you said you did contact. You blocked him, but then you did speak with him. And then Rose says, he reached out to me on this through Snapchat. I accepted him. I told him not to talk to me or reach out to me. And then he threatened me. So I blocked him, and I told my parents. So my guess is probably threatened me something about visiting where she lives or something that's blocked out as personal information. I think all of the stuff that's going to be redacted here is probably going to be
goddamn dollars.
all of it is going to be personally identifying information for her.
Jesus.
He wanted to call me, but I didn't call him. Joan says, okay, so after that communication is when you blocked him, indicating, so I guess Rose nodded or something. And to confirm, Ben Conway, is that the legal name of Solo? That's what he said it was, so I don't know if that's real or not. That's what I knew him by. When did you meet him? November of 2021. And how did you meet him? An app called Yubo. Yubo? U-B-O. No, Y-U-B-O. Y-U-B-O. Is that like a dating app? Or, she says, it's supposed to be an app for kids to make friends, so you have to be under the age of 18, technically. And how old was he when you met him? 21. How old were you at that time? 17. And where was he living when you met him? He told me he lived on Michigan Avenue in Chicago, but I think he actually lives in Oxford in England, is what he told me later. And so you met him on Yubo. When did you meet him in person? I never met him in person. Did he ever provide you with any form of legal identification or show you any legal identification? No. No. And what leads you to believe that he was living in Oxford, England during this time period? So this first thing is, this first answer is not that great because Joan is trying to find a way to impeach the idea or to raise this kind of like false narrative that Kiwi Farms was trying to push and Pixie is retardedly trying to push, that there's some disagreement about the timestamps of messages that were sent. The messages are very clearly marked in a European date format, but they're trying to say, oh no, I think it was the month and date aren't actually swapped. This is real. And it's like, no, you can tell by the rest of them. So him living in Europe is bad for them because now the timestamps and the date format makes sense for us and it hurts their case. So now Joan has to press on this idea a little bit because she has to raise doubt that this guy's actually from Europe, because now it's kind of fucking over that part of the deposition. This is one thing they hoped to create some ambiguity around, and they kind of just lost that here. But and what leads you to believe that he was living in Oxford, England during this time period? He had an accent, and whenever I asked to meet, he would make up an excuse, so that made me assume he's not actually there. And he also told me that's where he's from. He told me later on in our relationship, when I was breaking up with him, in August, I think, that he actually had been living in Oxford for longer than he told me. Okay, so would you say you started a relationship with him beginning in November 2021, or November 21st, 2021? Yeah.
People are too careless about getting into relationships with people online. Like, people are so easily catfished nowadays. I don't think I could ever be in a relationship with someone who I haven't at least had a fucking video chat with, at the very fucking least. And that's like barest minimum.
Yes. Yes. Okay. Do you have any idea whether he's an American citizen or a British citizen? I think he's British. He had an accent and it never like changed. Also, I could be wrong. I think I don't know if this age for him is correct. I think he said 21, but I think he might be I'm trying to think. He might be 24. I think he might have lied about his age. I would have to go back and check.
Jesus.
But I think he's 24. But not that it matters much here, but
Alright, bad relationship with their family, which likely contributed. Okay, that's fair. Yeah.
do you have any idea whether he's an American citizen or
To be clear, I'm not blaming her. I'm just saying, like, people in general, like, we need to start teaching people, especially kids in general, to be a lot more cautious when it comes to just having relationships online. Well, I guess we probably do, don't we? They just don't listen because they're kids and they have to learn the hard way. That's fucking true, Sleepy. Fuck. I was, like, literally thinking that as I was saying that. It was, you know, like, you could use AI and just be whoever the fuck you want to. I think I'd make a hot blonde MILF, honestly. Be nice to have hair again.
a British citizen?
No, just
I
no.
think he's British. He had an accent that never changed. Okay.
No.
Also, there's stuff online that points to him living in England because in America, how
No,
dates are.
no.
It's month, date, year, but in England, it's different. And so screenshots between him and Destiny talking showed a different
You
date
be a
term.
blonde with
So
a
I don't know if
beard.
Seda has leaked. I've seen other emails. that
No,
Seda has
the
made public.
AI would take the beard away. Come on, Candy. Come on. It's AI.
I like the beard. So it's gonna stay.
Well, I like the beard too, actually. But, you know, I'm just saying. You know, for if I were to have AI turn me into a hot blonde MILF, that's all I'm saying.
I don't think he's aware of that, which is why I could speak a little bit more confidently about some shit that he's a little bit more cagey about. But one of the things that he was doing was he was providing a lot of information to her in these emails about stuff he was finding. He was asking her, like, hey, do you know about the date format for this? Or do you have any information about this or that? He was trying to mine her for information about the case that he could pass on to Joan. So sometimes she'll refer to things like this, and she's referring to things that the Callum guys basically put in emails to her. Okay, so there's also, I believe, a 5 or 6 hour time difference between England and the United States. Were you there in person for this? No, I was flying. So when you were communicating with him, were you aware of that time
Yeah,
difference?
dude.
Yeah.
Like,
he often would
haven't
sleep
you ever seen, like, VTubers and shit? That's just crazy.
in the morning,
No.
and then he'd be awake, like, later.
No, you haven't seen VTubers? They're, like, on camera, but they have, like, an overlay of a completely different, like, anime person or whatever. And so, like, instead of themselves, it's this software making the anime person overlay, like, be them and do what they're doing. It's crazy.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh,
Afternoon
is
and
that what that
night.
is? I
And
thought
then
it was
he
like
would
they
do
made
his work.
little
Usually, when I
characters
went
and
to
then
bed,
they
he'd
made
have
them
me
talk.
stay up until like 9 o'clock, I
No,
think, and he would say,
it's like live tracking of their movements and shit. Kind of like how, like, on iPhones, you have those Memoji.
Oh.
You know? Yeah.
that he had to go and do work. Do you have any knowledge as to where he currently resides? No. So this is a long-distance relationship the entire time? Yes, that you were together. So he never went to your family home? No. No. He never met your family? No. Okay. When did your relationship with him end? August of 2022.
Big redaction.
Hold on one second.
Yep.
He's checking what that redaction
Is there evidence showing a connection between Joan and the Saba guy?
Yep.
Yeah, hold on.
But he has to be careful
Yeah.
to make sure that it's not, yeah.
Trying to think of what I put this in.
Oh my god.
Can we,
Bum, bum, bum. Hold on. We don't support this picture type. Okay.
The board is so loud. Can we pause and enjoy this Trump moment? Of course.
All right, thank you. You'll make it back one way or the other. You're all going to do very well. I think really very well. Marco just gave me a note. Go back to Chevron. They want to discuss something. Go ahead. I'm going back to Chevron. Mark.
What a dingus.
Thank you, Marco.
Was there a question, Mr. President?
Yes, go ahead, Marco. What are you saying here?
Mark, if
big
you can
increase.
update us on operations in the ground and with the appropriate approvals, what you might be able to achieve in the next 12 to 18 months, give us a little view from the ground.
You bet. You bet. So today, Sheriff.
Oh, we're like, don't pay attention to the senile old man. We'll ask you a question.
Chevron has 3,000 employees in 4 different joint ventures in Venezuela today. And over the past 5
They're passing him notes. They're telling him what to
to
do.
7 years, they've taken production from about 40,000 barrels a day to 240.
This is like one of the emails that Callum sent trying to get her to reach out to Joan. Hello, I've been trying to reach out to you, connect you with a law firm involved in a case against Steve Bennell II, also known as Destiny. I contacted you from a different email, but you stopped responding. They currently just want to know 2 things, whether you're in the USA or Europe on April 10th, 2022, and the same for October 4th, 2022. They also want details regarding Solo, but that is less urgent at the moment. Nice. This isn't a ploy to trap you or to expose you to further harassment. A recent court order was granted which will protect your identity from the public, and the defendant is restricted from sharing any information found during discovery. I continue to try and get social media posts and profiles of yours taken down as a show of good faith and to reduce risk for yourself. I hope you will try to cooperate. And if you do, please contact
I ain't gonna hear how
Net.
Sleepy Joe complain about how
And-
Biden was senile.
I mean,
Motherfucker, yo.
like that's fair, but like I just think it's weird that like everyone who was complaining about. Wait a minute. Hold on. Why is this being shipped? Wait a minute. I did not ask. I thought I canceled this. Who the fuck on? What the fuck? Oh, yeah, it is arriving tomorrow. Okay, I thought I canceled this. Damn it. Oh well. Fuck. Well, I have extra trash bags for a long time now. Okay.
I think the only picture he posted on the server was kind of like lower resolution, but the identity of Rose. Oh, also this is also proof, by the way, that Pixie lied in their filings when they said they hired a private detective to find Rose. They didn't. They were just going by the what was being emailed to them.
Oh,
The identity of Rose has been found by
God,
some
dude.
people at, unfortunately, Kiwi Farms.
No.
I've done some of my own research.
I ordered a bigger trash bag because I thought the ones I'd gotten were too small, but then it turned out they were the right size, and I thought I'd canceled the bigger ones, but I didn't because I'm apparently retarded. But whatever,
Trying to confirm the details and the
no biggie.
rolls, the something. I don't know what that says. Joan says, "Thank you. This is very helpful information. Much appreciated." Seba says, "I made contact with Rose via email and told her to contact you with Solo's information. If she doesn't contact you within the next few days, let me know and I will give you her email address." Joan says, "Thank you. We will definitely let you know if we do not hear from Rose. We are very much interested in speaking with Solo and Rose, if at all possible." Then Joan follows up. 20 hours later, I think. "Hi, Callum. We haven't heard anything from Rose yet. We very much would like to speak with her. Could you facilitate that? Or send us her email so we can try and communicate with her? Thank you, Joan. I have been contacting her through the email address," and then he lists one of them. "Thank you. Does it seem like she is at all willing to help Pixie in her case?" He says, "I honestly don't think she's willing to help. I've helped her get some of her information off the internet to avoid harassment to her and her family, but..." And then the rest of it cuts off. So he was aware that he was harassing her and that she had no
Also-
desire to be involved in this and didn't...
Check out my new keyboard, guys. Look at this. Look at this thing. How cool is that? I love these.
Oh, that's cool.
Want anything to do with any of this, but neither of them gave a fuck. Pixie doesn't give a fuck. None of the people involved in this.
That's definitely cool.
Yeah, I'm stoked on this. I've never had a mechanical keyboard before, so I was like, might as well have one. So I can just, because what I've been doing is like, I like to chill on my balcony, and I have like a couple iPads set up on arms out on my balcony, so I can just chill out there all day, because it's so much nicer, and I get to look at the boats and the water and everything like that. And I have a keyboard and mouse out there, so I can stream from my computer to my iPad when I'm chilling out there and I win a game. But I'd have to bring it inside, both of them, every time I had to stream, right? So I was like, fuck this. I'm going to get another keyboard and another mouse so that I don't have to bring them back and forth every time for streaming and stuff. So now I can just, this is my in-here keyboard, my in-here mouse, and I've got my out-there keyboard and my out-there mouse, which is nice.
All literally degenerate scum.
Word. Makes sense.
Yeah.
And then in a
Hell
very dark.
yeah.
That keyboard
and
is
sad
cool.
way,
It's like it's
Yeah.
a
I like it. It's a mechanical keyboard. It's nice. It's clicky. Like,
it's
can you hear
clicky.
it?
Yeah. It
Yeah.
could be. That's how mechanical keyboards are. They click,
Yeah.
click, click, click.
Yeah, and I've never had a nice clicky mechanical
Spectacular.
keyboard before, so I'm happy with it.
Clearly, this all ended up being very helpful to me, but I mean, it came at obviously the expense of this person's mental health and privacy. And then just as a quick thing for the types of communication that Sable was pushing, because Rose didn't have interest in responding to his email, so he started to email her entire family. Assistance for investigation.
my
I'm aware that you're fairly
God.
close to Rose. I'm not prying for any information
Yep.
there, and then trying to
The
get
guy
a hold of Rose.
was
I'm trying to get a hold of his
reaching
sister,
out
which
to
I'm not
his-
with. I'm trying to get a hold of-
her
I'm trying to get a hold of Rose.
family,
Also, it's important she gets in contact with
her
so he's, like, emailing
sister,
her friends and family members,
her
people that he can Facebook
father,
and everything. Yeah.
trying to
Again,
get a
I'm still
hold
in
of
this server.
Rose.
They're probably talking
What
about this literally
the
right
Yep.
now.
That-
I'm
that
sure they're
guy
not
was
talking about anything else,
psycho.
yeah.
But according
actually, so
to
I'm just gonna screenshot
Tiny,
this.
he was doing it at the behest of Pixie's lawyer that wanted him to get that information for her. And at one point, you'll see he says to her, to Pixie's lawyer,
Where
he says, "I reached out to her again,
this transcript. I'm just
but
gonna
if she doesn't
I can't read it
answer
right now, but
you
if
or
it is
she
redacted,
doesn't
she
reach
just
out to
basically personally
you,
identifiable
let
information
me
already
know.
there.
I'll give you her information." And then Pixie's lawyer messages him back like a few hours later and asks him for her information. This is
Holy
Rose.
shit.
Yeah, fuck. I don't know what it is, but anyway. Destiny, how much did you know about what she was going to testify before the deposition, or was this stuff a surprise to everyone? Your lawyer seems like a human being when she's talking about the traumatic bits.
Hey,
I sent them a
Cryptid.
separate email thanking them because they handled this very well. I do feel insanely bad for her and her
Cryptid.
involvement. I had no
Where's
idea. I didn't know what she was
Cryptid?
going to testify because I've never
I
talked to
don't
this person
know.
before. Apparently,
No,
the only time I ever
he's
reached
been
out,
around
I
now.
think I sent like a Facebook message. I think in June. It was after she was doxxed or whatever on Kiwi Farms, and before she was doxxed in July. Now people are gonna say there's evidence on who she was before, but I think she was
Is
after she was
Daniel
doxxed. I found her
here?
Facebook and I sent her a message, and then she blocked me immediately. And I was like, oh, I guess she doesn't want to fucking talk to me. So the but we'll get to that. Okay, between August 22nd, 2022 and February 2025, do you have any communication with him? I don't think so. He tried to reach out to me a lot, so he would find, I had to delete my Discord and my Instagram because he would find my Discord and make new accounts and trying to follow me on them or on Snapchat, but I don't remember talking to him in between then. Okay, we're going to get into your Discord account a little bit later. I want to show you in what has been marked as Exhibit 2, which is in front of you, if you could turn to page 9 and 10. How did you communicate with Ben? We talked through Snapchat, we messaged through Snapchat, and on Discord we also messaged, but that's blah, blah, blah. Have my face camera on, but he wouldn't. So did you ever see his face? Not live. Did you communicate other than Snapchat and Discord on any other platform? Facebook or Twitter? Skype? Skype phone call or, yeah, and messaging? Not very much messaging, but Skype call, yeah, and video call. And then I know Instagram, I don't think, and then Facebook, or no iMessage, no emails. I don't think so, but I don't remember. All right, that's fine. And so your Snapchat messages with him, would those still be on your phone? No. Did you delete your account? Or when I stopped being in a relationship with him, I unfriended him and blocked him. And I don't know if he still has his old Snapchat account, because when I looked in my blocked accounts, his name doesn't pop up for his old one. Okay, what was your cell phone number in 2022? Imagine this is her cell phone number. Is that still your current, number? Thank you. So when you met, or I'm going to say met, I know it wasn't in person, but just that you met him long distance in November of 2021, did you have a Discord account? Yeah. When was your Discord account created? I think in 2020. And what was your username on your account? I don't remember. I deleted that. Okay, so you created a Discord account yourself in 2020? Yeah. And when did you delete it? I think like a week after I broke up with Ben because he kept trying to contact me. So sometime in August of 2022. August or September, because I broke up with him later in August, I think. Okay, but I'm not exactly sure. And it would have been created either with your cell phone number at the time or your email address. Yeah. And Ben had a Discord account when you met him. Yeah. Yes. Do you know what was Ben's Discord username? Yeah, it was Rose, capital R, of, capital O, V, capital T, Garden, capital G. And with Discord, you have like a hashtag, okay, with a number, and his number was 2043. Did you have a Twitter account prior to meeting Ben? I don't think so.
See,
No.
he made a
How about
Discord
did you have an
named
Instagram account prior to
Rose.
meeting him? Yeah.
Huh,
Yes.
you mean Twitter?
Facebook? Maybe, I don't remember. And have you ever had an account with Kiwi Farms?
Twitter,
No.
Discord or
No.
something.
Did Ben have a
Oh.
Twitter account?
It was just
He's-
Yeah.
because
he's
she
Do you
talking
know what his
about-
Twitter
she
account
had
username
to
was,
delete.
or any?
Yeah.
I don't know what his one that he had before me that he
Twitter.
used,
There
but he
was
made one impersonating
Instagram. She
called
had
Rose,
to.
capital
There was
R,
also a
is, capital
Discord
I,
account.
capital
Oh
C,
my
U, N,
God.
G. So to make that account, did
Oh
he use
my
your
God.
like email address or a phone number in order to create it?
Oh my god.
No,
the
just
name
use my
that
face
he
as a profile
made. Holy
picture.
shit.
Did he use his own identifying information to create it, such as email or phone number? I think so. Jake objects. I'm going to object. The witness lacks personal knowledge, calls for speculation. John says, do you recollect when this Twitter account was created, the one that you just stated that Ben created with your profile photo? Sometime in 2022, but I don't remember months. Okay, maybe early 2022? Maybe, I don't know. Okay, now you had access to this account? I don't think so. No, you never went on that Twitter account. No, he let me make a Twitter account that was just like for looking at it because he'd want me to like look at it and screen share, or sometimes he would screen share himself and show me that account, but I didn't have access to it. No. Okay, and what was the Twitter account that you created? I don't remember. Do you still have that account? No. So you created that account after you started your relationship with Ben? Yeah. And what do you recollect do you recollect what your username was? No. You remember if you had used your email or your phone number to create the account? I don't remember. That's okay. Do you have any idea when you deleted it? No, I don't know. Sometime in 2022? Yeah. So Ben never shared the login credentials for the account that he created with your profile photo? Jake said objection leading. Rose says, I don't know. Can you rephrase that? Jones says, sure. Did Ben share his login credentials, like
Yeah,
his username
but
and password, to access the
this
Twitter
whole
account?
case has been a series of situations like that, essentially, Barcode. I mean, it's like every time they try to do something, it ends up backfiring.
Created with your profile photo. Share it to me? Yes. Oh, no. Okay, so you stated that you had an Instagram account prior to meeting Ben? Yeah. Did you create any new account after meeting him? Not on Instagram. Okay, and I apologize if I asked you this already, but do you recollect what your username is on the Instagram account? This was an old one. I have a new. Well, I had to delete that one too. I don't remember. So the Instagram account that you had back in November 2021 when you met Ben, that account is no longer active? Yeah, it's deleted. Deleted? Yeah. And do you have an idea of when it was deleted? Around the same time, I had to delete my Discord account. Okay, and approximately when did you set up a new Instagram account? Probably sometime in 2022 or 2023, but I don't remember exactly when. And why did you delete the Instagram account? Because Ben was trying to contact me through it. Okay, so you set up your Discord account back in 2020, and you used that account to communicate with Ben? Yeah. Objection, compound from Jake, Joan. And you stated that you don't recollect the username on that Discord account? No, it might be, my friends know. I don't know, I could maybe find it, for you if I can look through my camera roll, because I know I used to take pictures of like messages between my friend group and I before I met Ben, so maybe I'll have it, but I don't know it off the top of my head. Okay, understood. I'm going to ask you to try to find that information as to what the username on the account was, okay? Or if there was what email address or cell phone number was associated with it, okay? And did anyone else have access to that Discord account? I don't think so. Did you ever give Ben your username and password for that account? Jake says objection, vague, which account? Joan says the account that she created in 2020, go ahead. Rose says, I don't remember. Joan says, okay, now, after you met Ben, was there another Discord account created? No. Did he create an account using your information? Jake says objection, vague, what kind of account are we referring to? Joan says Discord. Rose says, not to my knowledge. Joan says, not to your knowledge. Okay. So this Discord account that you created in 2020 is the only Discord account you've ever had in your name. I made another one after Ben that I have now. Okay, so let's refer to the first one as your 2020 Discord account. Yeah. And then the second one, when was that created? I can look at my phone if you want, and I just need an approximate idea. Jake objection, calls for speculation. I don't know, maybe 2023? Joan, okay. And for your 2020 Discord account, did you ever give Ben your username and password so that you could access the account? Not that I can remember. Okay, and when was that account deleted? A little, the 2021? Yes, 2020. A little after I broke up with him, a week, maybe in September of 2022. Now, after your 2020 Discord account was initially created, did you ever change your username or password? Maybe the password, because sometimes I forget my passwords, but I don't remember when. Okay, but you do you recall changing the username? No. So, Rose, I'm going to show you. It's a stack of documents, and these documents were produced by the defendant in this case. They have been date stamped SB 1617 through SB 1919, and they are all marked confidential. And taking a look at what is marked as SB 1618, do you recognize this as Discord messages? Now, the reason they're saying SB 1617 through SB 1919, these are date stamps for Stephen Bunnell, and then the reason why there's so many of these is because I provided a lot of documents because it was responsive to all of their requests for discovery. So they have all the information that they could possibly need. And I still have nothing from Pixie, by the way. But, you know.
Of course.
What is baits? Bait stamps are just ways to refer to stamps, I think, in a court case, because sometimes
It also sucks because Rose didn't have a lawyer present, so like she didn't have anybody on her behalf telling her,
Well, having a
what's in her
lawyer-
best interest.
Yeah. Like some sort of counsel, but like she's a witness, so like having a lawyer doesn't really make sense, I don't think.
I think it does, because then she's answering questions, and some questions maybe the lawyer be like, you know, you might be incriminating yourself if you say that. You know what I mean?
Incriminating
Kind of like
yourself
thing.
how? She didn't do anything wrong.
Like, I'm just saying, like, not having a lawyer there, I think
Okay.
For,
would have been beneficial
directly
for
to
her.
like a document, so in case
Usually-
you're getting confused on things.
I mean, the person who the team that calls in the witness can usually consult with them beforehand.
Jake, again, Ms. Peters, if you're going to present the witness with a document, we need to have a copy as well. Jones says, you did say you had all of these documents, but here is... Jake says, I need a hard copy to reference, please. Thank you. Is this entire stack of hundreds of pages being entered as an exhibit?
Yeah,
Jones said, I did not mark it as an exhibit. No.
it doesn't,
But
Barker.
Tessie, I don't know
It
how
It
you
doesn't
make a
incriminate
declaration.
her.
Yeah.
It incriminates the other guy, which
Jones says,
if
did you recognize
Tiny
this
wanted
as
to
a... And then Jake says, excuse
go
me, John,
after him,
which page
then
do you
he
want
would
right
have
now?
to
Jones says, this is 16. Rose says, 18.
accept, but he has
Jones
to deal
says,
with fixing
18.
shit
Jake
before.
says, thank you.
before.
Jones says, do you recognize this as a Discord exchange with the defendant, Destiny? Rose says, it looks like Discord. Jake says, Joan, I'm missing page 1618. Jones says, what page do you have there? He says, Jake says, 1617 goes to 1619. Jones says, let me see if this is, it shouldn't be missing, but all right, hand me that one back, and I'll
But I think
actually,
the
I need this, but I'll
expectation
use
was
1618.
that
Here you go. I'll
Rose
keep
would
that.
be like,
Jake says, thank you.
yeah, he
Jones
was
says,
sending me revenge
said that you
porn or
recognized
something
this.
like that. And
Yeah.
Rose says,
that
yeah.
was not the
And
case.
Jones says, and
It
do you have a
wasn't
Discord
even
account
her.
with username Rose?
Yeah.
It wasn't even her.
No. So when you refer to your 2020 Discord account, what name would have appeared here for you? I don't remember, but it wasn't Rose. This, just because it says Destiny, this is just a name that you can present, but Discord actually gives you a longer name. So Rose, it wasn't just Rose as the username. That was just the name that it can present to you as. So for Discord, you can, it could look like Rose1234, but if you just want the name, it could just be Rose. Okay, and do you recognize, at least from that page, any of those messages? No.
So
No.
where it goes,
And
okay,
then
do
the
you
archivist says, "Can you
recognize
microphone
any of
fire
these
for me?" Jones
messages?
says, oh, sure.
I'm
Whatever, just thank
assuming
you.
those are the
Jones says, so were you
messages
aware
that
the
were
Discord account was
exchanged
created
between
under the name Rose that was communicating with
Destiny
Destiny?
and the guy.
I thought
And
that
she's
Ben was
like,
talking to
no,
Destiny
I
under his
don't
Rose of the Garden
recognize
Discord,
any of those.
so I didn't know if there was a new one created or not. Okay, so this doesn't say Rose of the Garden, it just says Rose. That's what I'm saying, is just because it presents as Rose doesn't, the full name on Discord isn't always shown, so this could be Rose of the Garden instead of just Rose, is what I'm saying. Got it. So were you aware, did Ben tell you that he created a Discord account under the name Rose of the Garden or Rose in which he communicated with Destiny? Yeah. Yes. Did he share with you any of the messages or videos or attachments that were received? Sometimes, yeah. Yes.
Whoa.
Did you ever have any access to that account? No. Ben never gave you login credentials to that account? No. So are you aware that excerpts from this chat thread between Rose and Destiny were leaked on the internet? Yeah. Yes. And when did you become aware of that? When that Callum guy emailed me. Ben didn't tell you? No. Are you also aware that a number of videos, sexually explicit videos, were released on the internet from this account? Of me? No, not of you. No. Okay, so you're not aware of the videos? Jake says objection, vague. Don't say.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's so crazy. This girl's like
Yep.
coming in here like, I don't understand why people are really even talking to me just because of this guy. And she's like, not, oh my god, dude.
Yep.
She didn't even know that the videos were leaked at this point. Holy fuck.
Nope. Nothing.
Jesus Christ.
Do you know who the plaintiff is in this case? No. Are you aware that the defendant in this case sent a sexually explicit video of himself and the plaintiff to Rose on this Discord account that I just presented to you for the first time, that I just presented to you the first page of this, on the first page of the chat thread?
Oh.
I was told that
Oh my god. She didn't even know. Bro, if
Nope.
I were her, I'd be like, why the fuck am I even here right now? Holy shit.
Destiny sent blackmail porn of the Jane Doe to people, but I don't know who. This is all stuff, remember, that Callum is emailed
Yeah,
me.
it
That's where
is
she's
kind of
getting more
weird because,
information from
like,
this.
basically they're using her
Okay.
to make the determination that it wasn't even her that was talking
but
to
I mean,
him.
like, she didn't know this before
Why-
the deposition.
Right.
So, like, she's going in there probably like, why am I don't understand. What am I here for? And then all of this comes out, like, while they're having the deposition. She's probably, I'd be freaking out, man. Somebody was using my name and leaking shit like this? Holy shit. And you're finding out now? In the middle of a deposition? Fuck me, dude. That's a fucking mind fuck right there. Jesus. Of course, no wonder she ended up crying by the end of this. Holy shit.
Yep.
Did Ben ever share with you any of the videos that you were sent by Destiny on that Discord chat thread? Like the videos of Destiny? Yes, sometimes. Okay, do you have any idea of how many videos Ben would have shared with you? He didn't share very many. I think I only saw probably a handful of videos that Destiny sent. And now that you're aware of this case, do you have an idea do you have any knowledge of whether you saw the video that is at issue in this case, which is the video of the plaintiff and the defendant? No. No. Do you know if Ben shared any of the videos that he received with other people? Which videos? Any of the sexually explicit videos he received from Destiny? I don't know. So in 2020, December of 2024, after the leaks occurred, a user on Kiwi Farms questioned why you would have shared these videos and chat threads in the leak in November of 2024. And Solo replied, in regards to why she's sharing it now, she hasn't. She gave me the account a while ago and told me I can do whatever I want with it. She doesn't really care about stuff being leaked. Jake says, objection, lacks foundation. You appear to be quoting from something, but if there's a document you're quoting from, please provide it to the witness. Joan asks, is this an accurate statement? Jake says, objection, vague and ambiguous. So by this point in the deposition, so unfortunately I couldn't watch, I don't know if there's a video of this or not, but the description I've been given is that the energy has kind of shifted a lot because they've kind of like fucked themselves really hard on two major points. So one is they've kind of lost the pedo accusation that they really love sticking in that footnote, and they know that they're going to be asked to change it, or there are going to be sanctions coming. And now they've lost the timestamp argument as well that they were trying to strip some ambiguity around. So the subject matter jurisdiction question related to the roast stuff is basically completely tossed at this point, and they're probably going to have to correct filings. So now Joan's goal has shifted into I have to stir up some doubt about the credibility of the witness. I need to try to prove that she's lying. I need to fuck with this in some way because like it's kind of tries to try to salvage the deposition at this point. Because it's very, very, very not, very not good at this point. Joan says, okay, so Solo said that you gave him the account a while ago. This was a statement in December of 2024. Rose said, what account? Jake said, same objections. Joan says, the Discord account. Jake said, hearsay, lacks foundation, calls for speculation. Again, if you're referring to a document, please show the witness the document that you're referring to. Joan says, your objection is noted. So one of the issues is if you are setting up for a deposition, okay, you need to have all of your exhibits in a row. So you have to be able to provide exhibits to the opposing counsel. You need to be able to provide exhibits to the witness and then to the videographer so that they can stamp them as exhibits for the deposition. This is part of, I'm sure this is part of like your standard preparation for a deposition. You can't quote things that you can't show and be able to present as an exhibit. And if you have exhibits that you'd like to present or stamp for a deposition, you have to be able to give them to the opposing counsel as well. So everybody's reading from the same stuff so that everybody knows what they're referring to and can conduct the deposition in a proper manner, basically. How can Joan ignore so many objections from your lawyers? An objection in court prevents the testimony from continuing so that the jury can't hear things that a judge has sustained as a good objection. In a deposition, you don't have a judge to rule on whether or not the objection is good. So what you do is you object, and what the objection does is it preserves it for the record so that in an evidentiary hearing, pretrial stuff, you can, argue, I don't think this should be in court. Look, I object to the deposition. But you wouldn't be able to have somebody do like deposition after deposition after deposition and then argue, well, actually, I want to object to that. So you object to kind of preserve it on the record so that you can object when you're arguing on your pretrial evidentiary stuff or whatever bullshit, The only, there might be two, but the only objection I'm aware of where you can stop a deposition is for attorney-client privilege. Like, that's the thing you say, objection, attorney-client privilege, and you're not allowed to continue past that point. But, okay. Joan, you can proceed to answer. Did you give the account a while ago to Solo? Rose said, no, there was no account to give him. Joan says, okay, because you stated that it was his account that he created, correct? Yeah. Okay. Did you ever tell him that you don't care about your stuff being leaked? No. No. Were you aware that he was going to leak any of the videos or chat thread from the Discord account before he did so? No. So he never asked for your permission? No. And your communication with Solo about the leaks is only what you testified to earlier regarding your communication on Instagram? Jake, objection, vague and ambiguous, lacks foundation. Rose says, iMessage on Instagram? Joan says, yeah, I thought you said it was Instagram that he reached out to you. Ben? Rose says, no, that's... Jake says, misstates prior testimony. Rose says, that was Snapchat. Joan says, sorry, my mistake. Snapchat. Rose says, I didn't know about the leaks until the Callum guy emailed me, so no, Ben never... Okay, talk to me about that. And when was the first time approximately that Callum reached out to you? I don't remember. It's in here, August 26th. August 26th of 2025? Yeah. Okay. Did anyone else contact you about the leaked materials after November of 2024? After November of 2024? Well, the leak occurred in November of 2024. Did anyone contact you about them besides Callum? No. No.
Redaction. He's checking.
Yeah, he's looking to see what the redaction is again.
Yeah.
He's trying to
Just
protect.
as
There's
you say,
certain
information about
things.
stuff that would be
Right.
identifying, but not...
There's to make sure
but not
that
everything else.
certain things are not
okay.
being.
And then Rose said, but people were reaching out to me on that and asking me if I was Rose. And so I had to delete my Instagrams because people kept trying to follow. Oh, well, she's kind of here. I think this is basically, she had like another Instagram account, but talking about the details of this account is like PII, it's personally identifying information. So she's saying, but people were reaching out to me on that and asking me if I was Rose. And so I had to delete my Instagrams because people kept trying to follow me. I had probably like 15 people try to follow me over the course of a week. And why would they have connected you with Rose based on your Instagram account? I don't know. I heard that Destiny tried to send a group of guys to find me because he wanted to talk to me. That's what I heard from this Callum guy. And so I think, like,
Oh
my
my
information got
God.
leaked online and people were able to find my Instagram somehow. Is that in the chat, the email thread with Callum that Destiny was trying to get in touch with you? Yeah, I think so. It might have just been on the first page. Something just like online that I found out. Yeah, I think so. It might be on the first page. I have no idea why this is censored, but okay. I'm not gonna read it. It's like it's not relevant. It's just random stuff. That's weird. Okay. Just like online that I found out. And when you say online, what form would that have been in? Twitter. When I found out about the really from what Callum emailed me about, I didn't really know about the Pixie person.
See, that's what
I was
she
more concerned
said.
about
She
myself,
didn't
because my
even know
address, a
who
picture of my car,
Pixie
and everything got posted
was.
online. And Destiny did that.
Jeez.
In Destiny put my name and my address on Twitter. That's called doxing, right? Yeah. How do you have your name and address? I heard that. Now remember, she's just repeating this is all the stuff that Seva has emailed her and told her. But Jake says, objection, calls for speculation by the witness. How is Callum not poisoning witness testimony? All of the witness testimony has been fucked by their side so hard. This is why I don't know what their goal is. Like, they never want to go to trial on any of this. Dude, Lauren's testimony is a billion times worse, and it was 9 hours long. You want to talk about poisoning the well? It is crazy how many men she is fucking and sucking and influencing behind the scenes to try to get them. It's unbelievable. I hope to God, especially because because she was publicly saying she wanted the transcript to be unsealed.
my
I'm pretty sure that's like a
God.
killer of like, oh yeah, fine, we'll unseal it, like by their own request. Like the default is transcripts aren't sealed anyway, so I'm hoping that one becomes available. I don't know if I probably won't read that whole
Like
stream.
Lauren De
I'm not exaggerating.
Laguna's
Literally a 9-hour deposition, but there's a ton of
testimony?
Did Lauren's testimony include the 6 year
That's
incident?
gonna be
Yes, it
awful.
did. And she admitted that she approached me and Lauren. She said she did. That she
That's
apparently
gonna
she
be
did a
so
recording video.
bad.
She was FaceTiming with Pixie, and she ran up to us. She admitted that in the deposition. So yeah, she was lying about publicly, obviously. But
Holy shit.
and how did he have your name and address? Oh, that's called doxing, right? Rose says you must read it, or the people won't care. I don't even have the transcript of that. I didn't ask for it, but we have to wait for however long it takes for the court to do that. Yeah. Okay, Jake says objection, calls for speculation by the witness. Rose says I heard that. Jake says that's not an evidence. Okay, Jones says go ahead. Okay, and then Rose says he put together a group of guys on Discord. There was like a Discord chat that he put together and wanted to find Rose, which was me, I guess. And basically these people found out all kinds of information on me as possible. Destiny said that I went to blank, and I think maybe my name, and that I live in blank. And so these guys went out to try to find me. And I think that's all on Kiwi Farms, which was the place that I got like mostly doxed on. But did you see any of these posts on Kiwi Farms yourself? Yeah. Did Discord, any administration or administrator on Discord ever reach out to you about the leak? No. Have you ever been contacted from law enforcement, or I'm sorry, from anybody in law enforcement? No. Okay, when did you first become aware of who Stephen Bunnell is? I think probably in like December. Ben really liked watching his streams. December of what year? 21. 21. So he would want us to watch his streams together, or like YouTube channel. So did you start watching also? Mm-hmm. Yes. Yeah. Did you follow Destiny on any of the social media sites? On YouTube. And under what name did you follow him on YouTube? I think it was just, this is her account, probably sounds like her real name or whatever. Were there any other social media sites that you followed Destiny on? Not that I can remember. Have you personally had any direct communications with Destiny? No. So, looking at Exhibit 2, which is in front of you, page 5, there's a screenshot on that page, which I believe...
Uh-oh! Oh no! Oh! Beep, 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 beep. Womp womp. There it goes. There it goes. That one word just fucks their whole entire argument. The whole thing.
What was it?
Fucked by a single word. No.
Oh, no.
Did you hear the question? The question was,
Oh, yeah. I
personally
saw.
had any direct communications with Destiny? No. Uh-oh.
No.
Womp, womp, womp. Womp, womp.
believe is a message on Twitter. Is that right? Yeah. Can you tell us what the date of that message is? April 3rd, 2022? Yeah. Now, do you recognize this message? I mean, I got sent it by the Callum guy, so yeah, I recognize it there. Okay. So for this, you did not receive these messages yourself on Twitter? No. So this was not your Twitter account? No.
Justical fans in shambles. Yeah, I see there's a portion here about the Justical Discord, like, in fucking tats, and I can't wait.
And then looking at page 7 of that same exhibit, can you tell us what this is? Discord messages. A Discord message? Yeah. And it's between Rose
Justical
and
is the
Destiny,
one
correct?
that called, right?
Yeah.
Destiny,
And just
like, he should be in a sex registry or some shit.
Yeah, he's a
Oh.
fucking, just like all these other motherfuckers who, like, anytime something happens, they turn on him for, you know, for whatever reason. Push the PDF accusations, yeah. Fucking losers.
What's a
dude.
PDF?
PDF, it's like a PDF file.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's, you know, they're like children. But we don't like, we try not to say that word on YouTube, I guess, so we say PDF instead. You get what I'm saying?
Also, they were accusing him of being a PDF.
Yeah. They were saying Rose was 17 when they were talking. But they were never talking, so...
Right.
Womp womp.
The record, it's dated a European date format, which would be
Right.
July 30th, 2022.
It was the
right?
Callum guy
Yeah.
that was talking.
Yeah.
And this is a screenshot that you
To
provided.
him.
Yeah.
Yep.
this was
And
given
then
to me by
it would
Callum.
be up to the
Callum
Callum
sent you the
guy to
screenshot?
see what
pretty
he told
sure, yeah.
Destiny at the time, what age, he was, or
Yeah.
he claimed he was.
I'm sure he claimed he was 18 or older as her.
He said
Cause
19.
yeah, so there you go. Boom. That's it.
Oh, wait, no, sorry. This one, my friend, I asked my friend pretty soon after I got told that I was doxxed. I left all social media. So my best friend was the
Bro, I hope Loner.
Which
fucking
is so
Loner-
crazy.
I really hope Loner is watching this, man. And realizing he's been fucking lied to. I want that bridge to come back. I really do.
Nah,
I
Fuck that.
know.
nah. You know how I feel about that.
I love Loner. I love Loner Box.
Marry him then. Leave
What?
him out of Destiny's life.
It's not that kind of love. Jeez.
I know.
Anyway.
one that was watching online for things for me. And I asked her to send me because she told me that people found
I'm
a date
just
that proved that it
kidding,
was in your
Jordan. You
recommendation.
wouldn't
I know.
So
marry
she found it for me
anybody.
on Twitter. This was posted on Twitter. So she sent you the screenshot to you on Twitter?
No.
No, not on Twitter. She took a
Would
she's on
you?
Twitter. She found it.
Nah.
She took a screenshot.
I didn't see you as the marrying type. I'm
Well,
just saying.
Let's just say. Let's just say you guys might learn about something new in this upcoming week.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh. Interesting.
Oh.
Somebody's been up to something.
Somebody has been up to something. Yeah.
And she sent it to me.
There's always
Okay,
that
but this is a
person that
Discord.
could come into your
Yeah,
life and
message.
change,
Okay, she found it on
right?
Twitter. Uh-huh.
The way you
Yeah,
think about
Okay. The
things.
reporter says that a yes.
I have said that in the past, have I not?
I think you were pretty adamant. That's like marriage is not for you.
Yeah,
You like
but I always, I said,
polyamorous.
well,
relationship.
you can, hang on, you can be married and
Mhm.
polyamorous. I'm still polyamorous.
I get that, but you was
Yeah.
like that. You at one point you were like, nah, that's not for me. I like the way things are. So I was like, oh,
Yeah. But I always did say, but if the right person comes along in my life, then I might be open to it.
yup.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna keep a little mystery in my life for you guys.
Mhm,
Yes.
mhm.
Let's just say the mystery won't last long, though. You'll be finding out about it probably next week. So.
Jack says objection.
Aw.
Six-part testimony. Jones says, did she send you any other messages or chat threads that would be relevant to this lawsuit?
I'm happy for you.
Thank
No.
you.
Objection, vague and ambiguous. Joan. No. Do you know, is it your understanding that Ben created the Twitter account that we just looked at the screenshot of on what has been bait stamped AH5? Jake says objection, calls for speculation. Rose says yeah. Jake says like foundation. Joan says yes. Rose says yeah. And did he ask you for your permission to create that account with your information? No. Were you aware of the account? Yeah. Yes. Were you aware of videos being sent back and forth on that Twitter account? Yeah. Yes. Now you attended blank college, correct? Yeah. Okay. And when did you start attending blank college? I think it was 2021. Were you still in a relationship with Ben when you started attending blank college? I started attending before I knew Ben. Okay. Do you know if your cell phone number was ever given to the defendant, Destiny, in this case? No.
Nope.
You don't know if it was or not? I don't know. Okay. And you never spoke to him? No.
No.
No. Now we
You
discussed the
already
chat thread on
asked
Discord
that.
between
You already fucking asked that.
Yep.
They're spurging out. They're freaking out. No, our case.
Rose and Destiny, and the fact that videos were being sent by Destiny. Did you, and then you stated that Ben sometimes shared some of those videos with you, correct? Yeah. What did you do with those videos after he shared them with you? I didn't do anything with them. He would send them in Snapchat and then delete them. Did you delete them? Yeah. Okay, 1 second. Now, are you aware that on this same Discord account, I'm going to call it the Rose Discord. Okay. Basically, it's basically saying that that me and Solo are having a conversation on this Discord account with our personal stuff being revealed. But yeah, and she says, and then Joan says, "Okay, did you ever send those videos or images directly on the Rose Discord account?" No. Okay, can you just hand me back that one page? She hands it back. Thank you. So I'm showing you what has been marked as SB 1622, and if you look at the message dated April 3rd, 2022, at 9:28 p.m., can you tell us what that says? You want me to read it? Sure. The whole thing? No, just that one message. Which one? At 9:28 p.m. from Rose. Would you be down to call sometime? Okay, so here, Rose is offering to speak to Destiny. Okay. Excuse me? Okay. Yes. did you ever tell Ben that you'd be willing to speak to Destiny? No. Okay. Any idea why he would have written that? Just because I didn't give Ben consent to do something doesn't mean I didn't have to do it. Ben would just make me do things whether or not I wanted to. Okay.
Just because I didn't give him consent to do something doesn't mean I didn't have to do it. Ben would
It's
just
basically,
make
okay, well, right.
do
And then it's basically asking, like,
whether or
was
not
material kind of like,
I wanted to do.
was material...
This Ben, I guess his name is Callum, right? This guy's a piece
Yeah.
of shit. A big old piece of shit. Massive piece of shit. Really terrible.
Where media files exchange, basically, able to say that much. It's Vegas, yeah. Drake says, objection. Vague and ambiguous, makes it prior testimony, compound. Says, Ben never asked you to look at the Discord account. Or wait,
I think
Ben
you
never
might
asked
be
you to look
right,
at the Discord
Barcode.
account, the Rose Discord account.
I think
He
you
would
might
send
be
screenshot
right.
pictures to send to me sometimes of texts. Okay, and why would he do that? I think he was bragging. Yeah, okay. So let's look at page 1623. No, sorry, that's... fuck. I don't think it matters. I'm not saying this specifically. Basically, this is just referring to particular things in Rose's house. We'll just say that media created in Rose's house. Things that are like personal things that like a random person wouldn't know. We'll just say that. Now, you testified earlier that Ben never went to your home. No, he didn't. And then this is like a question asking about kind of like stuff in the home. And then she says basically, yeah. And he says, okay, is that something that you told him? Yeah. Okay, so I'm showing you what's been marked as SB 1629. And if you could just read this, read to yourself the first few message exchanges. Okay, so you read that? Yeah. And now, so Destiny is telling you here that he likes blank, correct? I imagine some sexual thing, I'm guessing. Yeah. Okay, and then if you look at blank blank, Jake says objection to the prior question. Destiny wasn't telling her anything. Jones says Rose is the name on the chat thread. Jones says, so now if you look at 1631 and 32, and if you look at the bottom of 1631.
You see up there where it says objection, Your Honor, Destiny wasn't telling her anything. Because the other one, she was like, oh, you see here where Destiny was telling you this? And Destiny's lawyer is like, objection. He wasn't telling her shit.
Well, hold on.
It wasn't him.
Amazing. I love this.
So I think that as per the rules for the redactions on the
beautiful.
deposition, it's not only just personally identifiable information. It might be some sexual information regarding because it's considered, it can be embarrassing or humiliating for the deponent. So basically, what this is I'm having a conversation with the Rose account. We're talking about a thing, and then media of that particular thing is then being sent to me, and then basically the media is being created, and then they're being passed along, unbeknownst to her, to me via Solo. Is what this page is basically about, yeah. Any concerns with sidestepping the redactions like this? Curious if you know something. Well, I mean, I'm not supposed to reveal anything personally that would be contrary to the redactions. But I mean, it's a non-strict. I'm just summarizing what's here, basically. Yeah. Private info of an intimate or sexual nature that could cause harassment, embarrassment, or retaliation, basically.
She didn't say so because she wasn't specifically answered
Then it was
that.
been marked as SB
But I
1657,
think-
and I will show that to you. If you look at Destiny's question to Rose,
I
April 5th,
think Ben was
2022, do you get along with
probably
your family pretty well?
blackmailing her.
And then Rose responds, I love
He
them,
had-
they're all, but they're
he
very
would
annoying,
take
and it means to me.
screenshots of
Is that
her
something Solo would write?
and text
Yeah.
of the stuff
we
they
can.
were
So
saying.
So
And
that's
I
not something
think
you would have written? No.
she's
Okay,
17
I'll show you
years
what
old,
marked
and
as
he's
SB
telling her,
1708, and at the
"Oh,
top
I'm
of the
gonna
page is a
leak
message from
this if you don't do
that
that,
says,
Yeah.
or I'm gonna," you know what I mean?
Yeah. I could see that happening.
it's basically something of sexual nature, and then Destiny responds, dated April 14th, 2022, ooh, and then Rose responds about basically creating some kind of like piece of media, we'll say, for me. And then Destiny responds, yeah, at some point, just let me know when you're normally free. And then at 1:05 p.m., they're just giving a time when they're free. So are you testifying today that you did not speak with Destiny? Basically, all of this is her. She's just like going through and quoting parts of it.
She
to
said
try
it
to see,
like twice
you really
already,
didn't type
you
this?
stupid
really? This
idiot.
wasn't you? How would he have known about this? This wasn't you?
No,
That's
they're
basically
trying
what
to
this whole
catch her. They're
exchange
trying
is.
to
Joan is kind of like grilling her on like
pose
trying to
the
figure
same
out,
question
are you sure
over
this
and
is really
over,
about you? They're really about you?
hoping
Sure
that
it's
she
somebody else?
would maybe say,
What up, Daniel,
"Yeah, I
son?
did."
Why would he
Or,
have messages about your family or stuff like that? That's basically what, yeah.
Daniel.
So you testifying today that you did not speak with Destiny? I don't remember calling him, but no, I never messaged him. Okay, you never messaged him, but did you perhaps speak with him on Discord? I honestly don't remember if I ever called him, but I don't think I did. Would you be surprised if he produced documents in this case that he did speak with you? Yeah. She's referring to here is just my message with Pixie where I thought I'd chatted with her on Discord at some point, but apparently I haven't. I don't know now if people think I lied to Pixie or if I was being truthful there, and now me and Rose are collaborating. We're together lying now to say that we never talked. I don't fucking know where people are on this, but
Fuck off, Daniel.
Objection.
Destiny, no way. That
Objection.
Like,
Asked
this
and
on Destiny's side.
answered.
This case has been
Hang
dead
on. Objection, Daniel. You're being retarded.
for 6 months. It's or at least 7 or 8 months since our evidentiary hearing. This case has been dead. This has all been dragged out as much as they can because Pixie just wants to destroy my reputation and waste my money. That's all this is. Well,
Oh,
Pixie's a
yeah.
weak enough human
True
being to
that.
be manipulated by her. Destiny, was this the first time you found out she wasn't who you were talking to?
Hang on. This calls for a soundboard. Where is it?
I hate you guys. You guys are assholes.
Can't imagine how much of a mindfuck that would have been. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. Listen, I love my legal team, but I remember I got home and I think like basically the client was like, "Listen, are you sitting down? Because you're not gonna believe this." I'm like, "Oh my god, she was like 12. I'm fucked. It's all over. Fuck." And then yeah, and then they informed me like, "Wait, yeah." It was definitely like probably an hour-long shocker where I'm like, but I mean, I guess in a kind of dark way, it was also kind of some relief, I guess, but in a very dark, unfortunate way. But Rose says, "Yeah." Joan says, "You would be surprised?" She says, "Yes." Would you be surprised if you heard that he produced documents saying that he spoke with you for hours on call, on phone calls or Discord chat? Yes. You would be surprised. So you have no recollection of that? No. Now, if you look at SB 1771, hold on.
I don't know if she lied or she was told to lie or she just didn't know. I don't know if that's clear yet. But what is clear is that Rose is not Rose. Rose is some
Right.
fucking dude called Callum, who also pretended to be Ben to Rose.
Here you go. And this is dated July 21st, 2022. This is basically about this is me asking about I guess like a picture that was drawn basically. And so Joan is saying, so it was just a drawing, not a photo? Yeah. Okay. Now on what has been marked as SB 1870, this message thread is dated August 31st, 2022. And at 2:27 p.m., Rose says, "My BF just broke up with me." And then again at 2:38 p.m., you say, "I don't know. He told me he loved me and then blocked me on everything." So is that accurate? That would have been the date when
It's
Ben
not
split up?
about charity or not. I just haven't seen any direct evidence that she specifically lied. And it seems by the actions of the lawyers that they weren't expecting some of these answers, which leads me to believe she probably believed what someone had told her at some point or another. Probably Lauren retarded De Laguna. But I don't know yet. Like, I just haven't seen any, like, direct indication that she knowingly lied.
Date is August, right? Joan says, yes, August 31st, 2022. Yeah. Okay, and your testimony is that you did not send this message to Destiny? I did not. Okay, and then on the next page, which I did provide to you,
keeps saying,
Destiny 1871,
yeah, that
and on
wasn't
August,
me.
still August 31st, 2022, at 2:45 p.m., Destiny asks, "Are you at home now, or where are you at?"
That wasn't you?
And Rose responds,
Mm-hmm.
"Home," and then just what she's doing at home. Yeah, that wasn't
Would
me.
Ben have known that?
That wasn't you. And then
No.
she's basically asking like would your boyfriend have even known this thing? And she's basically like, yeah, basically, yeah. And then Joan says, would Ben have known that that's where you were? Wait, hold on. Oh no, wait. This is sorry, that was the next part. That's not what happened. So Rose is responding and saying home, basically like we'll say with a person, and then that wasn't you, and then is this person a person basically in your life? And then she says yeah, and then she also says I guess where she is with this person.
Character Kat from Victorious, instead of being just an airhead, she's a malevolent airhead. Yeah, I mean, I feel like something tells me that the malevolent force in this whole thing is Lauren a lot more than it is Pixie. But that's just a hunch at this point.
Okay, and then Joan is saying, would Ben have known that that's where you were? And then Rose says, no. Joan says, so were you aware that Team Manel was having a relationship
Yeah,
with a
but
woman,
even if the
by the name of
malevolent
Lauren?
force is Lauren,
This is Lauren Southern? Was this,
Pixie has
were these the right-
lawyers.
Oh, yeah,
Those
these are
lawyers
I don't know what the fuck this has to do with
Are
anything,
retarded.
no.
Be able to tell
It says
her
objection,
because
relevance.
she reached out to a few
Bill was there
lawyers
too, right?
and
No,
they
no, no, no.
told
Show?
her.
Yep.
No. Her lawyers are retarded. Okay?
Yeah,
Yeah. These aren't even
'cause-
the right kind of lawyers, as I
Right.
understand it. Right?
because she had reached out to some lawyers and they said you don't have a case.
Yeah.
So these people took the case.
Right.
I don't know why.
Because I
yeah.
don't know what they were. I think they had like a personal connection to her or something.
She was on Zoom watching, so she's aware
Yeah,
of all of this. So she got to
that's
watch what an actual
basically
victim
it,
looks like as she
Danny.
sits there and plays games with her parents' money and larps around as a fucking retarded infinite college student who can just do whatever the fuck she wants in life. Yeah. Joan. So I'm showing you what has been marked as SB1910, and this chat thread is dated April 13th, 2023. And it's basically, we'll just say like it's an offer to travel somewhere, kind of. And then Destiny responds at 12:45 p.m. Hey, if you want to come to Miami, just let me know. I can always pick up the ticket. Fuck. This is hold on, let me think of how to phrase this. It's an
Yo, what up?
What up, bro?
How you doing?
Good, man. Happy New Year. I don't think I've talked
Happy
to you
New Year.
before.
No, you haven't. How is everything?
Good, man. How you doing?
Chilling. We're watching Destiny Court documents.
What court documents?
From the case with that girl about the revenge porn and everything.
Oh, shit. I don't even know what that is.
Well, he's about to win the fuck out of this case, let me tell you.
She posted a revenge porn of him?
No, that he was accused of spreading it, and like their entire case is falling apart. It's not looking good.
Well, he didn't do it. He didn't do it.
He did
What
not
is he
do it.
suing for? Like, for libel?
Yeah, so he shared some stuff with somebody who was actually catfishing him the whole time, and that person leaked it all. And then there's a whole other sort of like exigent circumstances that sort of give him more like plausible deniability as to like, you know, the status of consent. It's a whole thing, but yeah, he's definitely gonna win this case.
Right, right.
Yep. When you put forth a $15 million demand, go public with a Substack, share Tiny's nudes with other folks and her ex, there is no good faith. Look, I that's fine, Daniel. It's not about good faith in this case. I don't care about good faith. That's not my point. I'm literally looking at, okay, does she believe that she's lying, or is she believing what she was told by somebody? That's all I care about, right? You can have good faith or not, and the facts of the matter are the facts of the matter. It just doesn't seem so far like she was knowingly lying about things. It sounds like other people put her up to it and, you know, told her fibs. And I'm guessing it was probably Lauren, because she's a crazy, conniving fucking... Yeah.
But I get the whole Lauren angle, but I think also if she gets a lawyer, her lawyer should be able to tell her.
No, like,
this
I
is
agree
not-
with you. That's why she had to go with the bottom of the barrel shitty lawyers. I agree with you. But then she had Lauren, who's also a quote unquote lawyer, whispering in her ear, like, no, you need to keep, look, I don't know. Something smells like Lauren De Laguna here. She's been acting so fucking crazy about this whole thing. I just don't think Pixie has it. Pixie doesn't seem like somebody who has it in her to just like go around lying about shit like that. She doesn't give me those vibes. Like knowingly lying about it.
No, but she does give me the vibes of I'm a victim. She does do that.
I know she
I've
doesn't
seen her
believe
do
it.
it in the
Pixie is
past.
becoming a Palestinian. We have to stop fans. How do you know that, Daniel? How do you know that? You feel it in your balls?
Yeah.
Sure lied with her green card marriage. I just don't get that feeling. Like, who would risk reputation, a bunch of money, and all of this shit on something like this if they knew they were fucking lying? Like, that doesn't seem very smart at all. Because you know it's not going to work out. Unless there's somebody in your ear whispering. Do you feel it in your foreskin, Daniel? Because you don't have one of those. Give me the evidence. What's your evidence? I do feel it in my balls. She doesn't have it in her. That's a hunch, but I said it was a hunch. There's things I want to say, but it's better if I don't.
You could start saying.
Why not?
To me, what it looks like is that.
Hey, thanks for the follow, Super Stay Up.
Generally, I think, to me, what it looks like, she may not have it in her for that, but I
Hells
think
yeah.
she likes playing victim.
Yes, sir.
And
it
if this
is.
allows her to play victim or sound like she's being victimized, I think the Pixie would play on that.
I mean, like, maybe. I haven't seen that much of her, but, like, from the bits that I've seen, she just, I don't know, she seems like one of those sort of quiet, more, like, reserved type people. I'm just not getting that vibe that she's going to be someone who's going to, like, lie left and right for, like, a court case. But I do get that vibe from Lauren.
Yeah, but I think she would lie if it made her look, woe's me, I'm the good
Maybe.
person, because
Oh,
you remember when that whole issue with Norm Jean and that moderator happened? I forgot. Pixie was there, and then he asked her, "Did I ever make you feel uncomfortable?" And she was like, "Well, you did say this to me." Like, come on, girl. Like, she was like playing victim. Like, she was victimized by this guy
yeah,
as
but
well.
like playing
Norma
the
Jean.
victim, playing up the victim versus
And I think that's what it is.
knowingly
I think that's what it
telling
is.
a bald-faced lie, like, in court.
I think she would say lie just to make herself look like the victim of someone else.
Just
I-
someone
I-
real quick, lying in a civil case is not considered perjury, right?
I- we need Kafka.
Narrative.
I think if you're lying, I believe if you're lying,
I mean, I think we all agree that the suit is going to fail for sure.
so I looked up. I just looked it up. If you're lying in a civil court proceeding, it's the same as a criminal court proceeding.
Okay,
It's
see,
still
like,
perjury.
okay, so then she's committing perjury.
But you know what? Some people don't. Some people think they can get away with it, okay?
Yeah.
And she's been a privileged girl all her life. She lives off of her rich mama and daddy, and so she's likely never been told no before in her life. You see
Right.
this a lot of times with these spoiled brat rich kids,
Yep,
and
that's
they
what I'm
get
talking
their
about.
parents bailing them out of everything and then just covering it up,
I
making
mean,
it
like,
disappear.
maybe you're right. I'm not saying you can't be right, but, like, at the same time, like, I don't know. I feel like from watching Pixie, I just don't get that kind of fucking vibe from her. But, like, I could be wrong. Like,
I have.
Here's another thing to consider. You know, during the time when she was with Loner Box,
she thought she could get away
that
with
was a
filing
thing
a
for her.
complaint that isn't strong enough to see its way through court. Yeah, I mean, like, totally.
You remember
That I agree with. Super Stay Up. Like, she was convinced she could file a complaint, like file a lawsuit. She got queened by people around her into doing it. But, like, do I think she deliberately knew that Rose wasn't Rose and lied about it in court? I don't know about that.
No.
I think
No, I don't.
I think
yeah.
it wasn't. it doesn't matter if she
I don't
did or
think I
not.
don't
She was
right.
desperate enough because her own case was falling apart, and she was trying to find anything that she could
Okay,
to
that's
paint
that's
Stephen
fine. I
bad.
don't disagree with that. My
So,
whole thing was like,
but,
is she like straight up lying? I'm not so sure. I could see Lauren De Laguna knowing about it and lying about it. But it
Right,
also
but
I
seems
think we
like to
still
me
have
like
it.
the lawyers didn't know, based on the way they're
But
reacting here.
I think there's an overall pattern because if you remember, even when she was with Lonerbox, she lied with Lonerbox when she was with him and said that she was never with Steven or never in a relationship when she
Yeah,
had been. So she has a
yeah.
track record of love,
She
and
is
it
no. I
comes
don't
to how
know if
many
that
times.
constitutes a
it
track
it
record.
does. It
But
does
you,
because
it's not like
basically,
one
if
thing.
it covers up her wrongdoing and it makes her look like she's innocent, she will lie.
And we all know, okay, we all know that Steven has a colorful past and history. He's no
Sure,
stranger to controversy, and
sure.
so that would make the perfect mark
Yep.
for someone to go after because you think, well, this guy has said some pretty wild
Definitely,
stuff in
Super
the
Sarah.
past.
It's all retrospective. 100%.
I no, I think like as soon as all of that stuff leaked, I think she made a determination. I was a victim of this, and I think that's what she
Steven,
But
stuck
I
with.
yeah,
agree. I agree. That is true. I agree that is true. Right. And I agree
even the
that
fake
there are facts
unaliving.
that there have been times where she has lied about things. Do I think that means she's going to be willing to like potentially commit
Yes,
perjury and bold like
yes,
on its face of just knowingly
yes,
lie about the Rose situation?
yes.
I don't think it's that strong of a yes.
I don't know
I
about the
think
Rose
people
situation
are. I still think they
particularly,
can get away with
but
it.
I think she would lie to not lose face with her family. She probably told her dad, "Oh, I'm innocent," and they're paying for all these lawyers. Yeah, she would lie.
Remember
That
how she always, yeah. Remember how she always portrayed herself as, being this ooh woo, I'm just some poor upstart trying to make my way in the
Sure.
world. Well,
Sure.
lies.
that fake marriage that she had was at a country club in Florida that it takes a minimum of $30,000 to $50,000 to book that venue.
She
Okay.
lied.
So again, we still don't have an accounting of what she did with the GoFundMe money.
Right.
Excuse me, Give Some Go. Um, a- and even with all of that, most people who commit perjury, they commit
You're
perjury
absolutely
because
right.
they think they're not going to get caught.
And you're absolutely right. You hit the nail on the head. She played the victim. Oh, I'm poor. I don't got no money. Help me with GoFundMe. When they're loaded, they don't. They have money. She didn't need to do that GoFundMe.
I
She played
mean,
victim for many things. I think she's used to playing victim. And yeah, will she lie for it? Absolutely. I don't know about the Rose thing, but in general, I think she would lie because she's done it
maybe.
repeatedly.
I'm not 100% convinced on that. I need more like testimony where it kind of
That being
shows
so
that, I think.
Maybe
that be
we
so
can-
charitable. The fact that she went in and tried to get people to give her money
I'm not trying to be
because she's
charitable. I'm
playing
just
victim.
looking I
You
need like smoking gun. I feel like in
That's
this.
not
she
a smoking
knew
gun to you?
No?
she knew that Rose was
That
being
she
harassed by
lied
her.
about needing money to get lawyers to defend herself and boo hoo hoo
Not
that she's playing the
necessarily.
victim. All along she
I
has
listen,
loaded
to
parents.
be clear, I give no fucks about Pixie. I don't care about defending her. I don't give a shit. I'm just not so sure. And maybe it's because I have a hate boner for Lauren De Laguna. Maybe that's why. But like, and I don't know as much about Pixie. I haven't watched as much of her. I'm, sort of picking up on things. But I'm just not 100% sure. I think a big thing about it is like the way the lawyers are like scrambling right now kind of makes me
Yeah.
think that they did not know. And if they didn't know,
Didn't know what.
that Rose was not Rose.
I mean, there's been information out, and if you listen to the legal proceedings of the transcript, they had to have known that because you have earlier information that was out that the formatting was British formatting, not American formatting, for the timestamps, And they had access to that for a while. And so when they had Rose come in for the deposition, they
But then,
tried to trip her up several times because they knew that one piece of test, that one thing alone automatically sinks it that it wasn't Rose. She couldn't be. She's here in the US. If she was using Discord, you won't be having a European timestamp. That alone sinks it.
uh,
Time and date, because the date is different. The position,
okay,
instead of
maybe.
being month, day, year, it's day, month, year.
Maybe in that light, I could see that potentially being the case. I don't know. I'm still.
And even
I'm
if
still
they,
not
yeah,
fully convinced, but it could be the case.
but yeah,
We'll see what
and I mean,
happens.
even if they didn't know
Look
that
who it
it
is,
wasn't
Pix.
Rose, they still knowingly harassed Rose into testimony. There's
Yep.
conversation between between Pixie's lawyers and between Saiba, in from Kiwi Farms, and they were harassing her with multiple emails, harassing her family until she finally agreed to a sworn deposition. So even if they may have thought that Rose could possibly, and I'll give the charity to that, even if they thought it could have been Rose, Rose was a victim of trafficking already, but
Well,
they didn't care about harassing her more.
Rose
They
is
just wanted to.
clearly a victim, obviously a victim here. I don't think, I don't think that's in dispute at all.
But they didn't care about her own feelings or trauma.
You mean the lawyers didn't? Yeah, I mean that's probably fair. By the way, look who's making an appearance in Tiny's chat over there. Ayo, Barcode. What up?
Yeah, and that's the thing that I go by. Even if they didn't know, she made clear several times she didn't want to be involved, but they kept trying to harass her into testifying.
Yeah.
And then she finally acquiesced. In fact, there's even, I don't know if you've gotten to it yet, but there's a thing where Pixie's lawyers were telling this guy, I think it's Saiba, he was telling them,
No spoilers.
oh, you haven't, how far have you gotten?
I'm about an hour and 12 minutes in.
Oh, you may have already passed it.
I don't think so. I feel like I've been paying pretty close attention. Did I miss? I might have missed it. Maybe. I don't know. How big of a spoiler is it if I didn't miss it and it just hasn't happened yet? Daniel? All right, I guess we lost him.
His internet must be
Muted it. I don't know if he knows that he muted himself. Maybe something came up.
Yeah, he probably knows. He's generally good with the Discord.
All right. Hey, you hear the UAE is going to stop funding to school in Britain because they become too radically Islamist.
what?
What?
Yeah, that just happened today. Look up, let me look it up. The UAE.
Citing concerns that they could be radicals, removing funding for its citizens to study this careers would be radicalized abroad. UAE has removed British university.
Isn't that great?
Their refusal to designate Muslim Brotherhood as a terrorist organization. London, what the fuck are you doing?
London, what the fuck? Exactly. Yeah, so they donate upwards to like. I mean, I'll Google it because I can't really trust what I saw on Twitter. But they said upwards to billions. Like they cut off funding to billions.
About where they're found. Okay, then why wouldn't you? Matter was under close review last year, Starmer said, and I guess they haven't revisited. I mean,
Yeah, over 20
okay.
billion, 20 billion euros. So
That's a lot
then
of
they just
euros.
cut all funding. That's a lot of moolah.
I could have some of that. Why don't they give me some of that? You got
Well, you gotta, in order to get money from the Islamists in the UAE, you got to denounce the radical terrorism, which is, pretty
That's
reasonable.
pretty easy for me. But no, UAE is an Islamist.
I mean, it depends on what sense. They're still considered a Muslim country, 100%.
Yeah, but Islamist is like fundamentalist political Islam.
Okay, my bad. I didn't mean to word it like that. I just assume any Islamic country is Islamist.
No, they're
So
not. There's a lot of them that are actually democratic.
In fact, I
There's
think
like
even
two
one
of
of
them,
the
you mean?
No, because there's other Muslim countries that aren't in the Middle East. Like
They're in Africa. They're also Islamists.
No, my guy, like Southeast Asia. There's some Muslim countries.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Like what? Myanmar? Is that Southeast Asia? I mean, I don't like what they did with that place.
Well, Myanmar's a different thing, but like Indonesia, which has its own problems. I mean, I'm not saying they don't have like their own problems, but they have like presidents and they like vote and shit.
Yeah.
Well, I mean.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean,
UAE has never been a theocratic state. Like UAE is pretty fucking chill. Kuwait is pretty fucking chill.
Yeah, I know that, and
Yeah, I think it was the UAE. I think there was a prince in the UAE who was talking about how he had been warning individuals about groups like Hamas and Hezbollah for a while.
Jordan is pretty fucking chill.
Yeah. Lebanon, not that bad.
Lebanon is getting chiller.
Yeah.
Now that they're like really getting donezo with Hezbollah.
That's Lebanon to me is like the Middle East is Mexico, right? Because like most of Lebanon's pretty chill, and then they have the whole cartel factor.
The cartel.
You mean Hezbollah?
Hezbollah, yeah.
Hey, until they made a few poorly thought out purchases.
I wish I had bought stock in pager companies.
No, you wanted to short pager companies, not buy stock in them.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah. I mean, not every Muslim country is totally fucked, but like the ones that are like, the ones that are
unless you're a woman, then I feel like they're still pretty fucked.
I mean, UAE is pretty chill towards women, right? Kuwait is.
You see the new Iranian revolution happening?
I hope that's what it becomes. I think it's still a little too early to.
They're on their. You know what's really fucked? You know what's really fucked? They're on their 13th day of protest. They're like experiencing like mass blackouts, and on like their main national news source, they were playing Tucker Carlson. I'm like, God damn, dude! I didn't realize he would go from fucking Fox News anti-Middle East to the fucking pro-Iranian regime.
No, he's crazy.
Guy, like what just happened?
He's a Russian puppet now. He's fucking lost it, dude. He's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, well, no, I mean from my perspective, he's always lost it, but.
I
was his own standards.
Until he strayed away from Fox, and then I got more into him, and then I was listening to him. I was like, "Nah, I'm still not really a Tucker Carlson fan." Like,
exactly, Super Stay Up. He's on the Ruski payroll. He's getting them rubles.
Tucker Carlson's father is also a lobbyist.
For what?
That makes sense.
His father is a lobbyist for Orban's party. That's very pro-Russian.
Victor Orban. He's on that Tim Pool payroll. Do we believe that Tim Pool knew or not? I'm not. I don't even. I mean, like, I feel like he probably had to know, right?
I mean, he had someone. I think her name was Natasha or something that he was in communication with.
Okay, but like there are American people named Natasha.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. But if you're going through a shell company that's going through a
Yeah,
Canadian company,
yeah, that's pretty fucking sus. Daniel, like
and the shell company is
Discord
owned by Russia
Daniel.
today.
Tim's Connect was just Lauren Chen. We'll see then. I don't know. Discord Daniel, what do you think about Tim Pool taking Russian money? Like, do you think he knew about it or what?
Oh wow, I didn't even know about that.
Oh
That's
yeah.
hilarious.
Do
He
you
seems
remember?
like the kind of guy I think would reject Russian money.
Yeah, there was
So
like a whole scandal, like a year-ish ago. Do you remember that where like a bunch of conservative influencers, it got shown that they were taking Russian money? Benny Johnson was another one. I think I don't remember who the whole list
what?
was.
Because
But,
of the shit they were saying. What did he get the money in? Like, what was it?
through like a shell company that was paying him for.
They
Yeah,
were
but what
getting it
for?
for
What were they
stuff
paying him for?
for their content, and it was content that wasn't even getting a lot of views or anything. They were getting paid ridiculous amounts of money
Yeah,
to
super
So what?
scam.
Like, can you give me
pushing
like one
pushing
example?
the pro-Russian narrative.
Pro Russia, yeah. I mean, no, I can totally see it because out of nowhere, and that's what I think's happening to Tucker Carlson. I think he's getting paid by fucking Saudis or like massive Iranian regime, like just pushing content on like. The thing is people like Tucker Carlson was getting paid to say whatever he needed to say on
Well,
Fox,
he's
and now
not
that he's
very.
independent,
He's
he's
not
taking the
very.
first big paycheck.
Yeah, but
you
he's
know,
not very pro-Saudi. He's been kind of pro-Iran, which is an
Iran, which is
adversary.
great.
Yeah,
Yeah,
adversary to Saudi. So that would be strange
So-
if Saudis were paying him for that. But Russia and Iran are allies, and so yeah.
So yeah, my bad, dude. That's what I mean. I mean,
Yeah.
just like, yeah. It's I don't know. I don't know if it's through a shell company that you would think Tim Pool would have a team that did enough research to realize he was being paid by Russians. If somebody else did it, so you kind of just fucking compromise all your values. That shit.
Let me see if I can find the full list. What was the name of that company again? Daniel Liddick. I can't remember. Or chat. Do you guys remember? Tenet. That's right. Tenet Media.
No.
Tenet
Yeah. So
Media.
he either knew or
Let's-
purposely didn't want to know. You know what I mean? Like willingly
Yeah, but then
look the other way.
So that's why.
'Cause if you-
Yeah, I mean,
If you're getting paid all this money, like hundreds of thousands, and it goes up to millions, for a video that only gets 100 views, that
Okay.
you would think.
Here we
You
go.
would think.
This is the
Why
list.
We
did
got
he
like
pay me?
This is the list. Matt Christensen, Taylor Hansen, Benny Johnson. God, I fucking hate Benny Johnson. Tim Pool, Dave Rubin, and Lauren Southern.
And the one thing that I would say too is that it would be one thing if maybe you could make an argument that maybe someone wouldn't know that it was Russian money if, for instance, you had just like maybe regular Republican talking points. But the information that they were pushing in these videos
Was
was
super pro-Russian propaganda.
It was
Right.
literally
Nah,
copy paste talking points.
Yeah, like
It's
copy
not
paste
even like
Putin talking point. Crazy. Like
yeah,
the same
it's
shit.
not even like it'd be one thing if it's like the normal Republican small government points, small government, lower taxes. This was just Dach Mother Russia.
Imagine,
Right.
I just had a funny thought. Like, imagine they were getting paid in just boxes of, like, fucking rubles. And then they were like, I didn't know! If I hand you a bag with
They
$1 million
would
bucks
have
and
to
you
be a
can't just
lot
take
of-
that, I'd probably just rob a bank. Yeah, they were getting paid a lot of fucking money. A lot.
And then too, we even have a record because Tim Pool covered the Euromaidan revolution in 2014, and he knew what was going on, and he knew that it was a protest against corruption. And then suddenly he, like almost instantly on a head, switches his talking points to be exactly like, oh, this was a U.S. backed coup and da 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 da.
Oh my god, the crazy thing is, like, that's such a tanky talking point too. It's so goofy, you know.
It's the horseshoe.
Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, thanks for telling me that shit because I'm not like a huge Tim Pool fan, but I don't know, man. I think like when you have a circumstance like that, when you find out that you're just taking in money to push an agenda, at that point, everything you say is like, are you compromised or not?
Yeah, and then he was like, he was literally, you know, because I watch Russian state television sometimes because I'm a masochist, but in any case, he was literally, Tim Pool was, you know, spittle flying out of his mouth, repeating verbatim, Ukraine is the enemy of the United States of America. Russia should be our ally. He was pounding his desk in one of his videos. I mean, this whole thing, it's like there's a guy named Vladimir Solovyov, and he's like one of the main Russian presenters for state television. And it's like everything that Tim Pool was saying, it's like I heard it like exactly word for word. So it's like if you're going to go like repeating another government's talking points and taking their money, okay, disclose that, but
Ukraine
don't
is the enemy of this country. Like, they were saying that. That is a Putin, like, those words came out of Putin's mouth. I don't even know how many times. You're 100% right, Super Stan. I remember that. I remember them saying that and being like, what?
Yeah, it's fair to say Tim Pool has a Kremlin hand so far up him. He gets a free prostate exam every year.
Well,
Yeah.
that's probably, I mean, that's probably good, right? You want to stay healthy.
That's not why you get prostate exams, Jordan. You need to know it.
You got to make sure. Well, you know, look. Hey, look. I didn't say there weren't other benefits. All right.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's fucked. I mean, I didn't know all that, dude. Anybody who is, and I mean this, like anybody who's like trying to claim themselves an independent journalist, and you're here in America, if you're taking funding from even our allies, you know what I mean? Like, let's say you're taking funding from Israel or UK, or it's just like you at
Or
that point
Qatar.
are a compromise. Yeah, you just like, how can we trust where your actual journalism lies when we all know you have biased agendas because you have fucking funding
Well,
coming from
I will say this. There's a big difference between publicly stating who your donations are coming from and clandestinely making donations through shell companies, right? So, like, if you're publicly stating that, hey, I'm getting money from Russia or from Israel or from whatever, at least it's in the public.
At least there's
People can see
transparency.
it and know it. Yeah. The huge
Yeah.
problem with this is that it was not being disclosed that this money was coming from Russia, and it was going through shell companies.
And then how was his reaction? Was his reaction like he didn't know?
Yeah, I didn't know it was from Russia. No, I had no idea.
Yeah, so that makes him a dumb bitch too, because it's like, well, then like how fucking trustworthy you are?
Because he's either telling the truth and
he's either a liar or an idiot. It's one or the other.
Exactly. He's either a liar or a fucking idiot. Yeah, and then neither one makes him look good.
No.
And the same kind of goes for the rest of them, although we did also kind of already know that about Benny Johnson and Dave Rubin. I guess Lauren Southern, too.
Yeah, that's kind of a bummer, though. I mean, I heard, that's why I like that kid, Nick Shirley.
Putting together these American agents and laundering money to them. Yeah, because it's money laundering.
Well, you know how Loner Bucks always introduces Benny Johnson and Dave Rubin clips.
What does he say?
He plays the Russian national anthem.
Remember, I used to do the remix of that when you guys would make me wear the turkey hat. Oh jeez! We so compromised. Goodness gracious!
But you know what? It makes sense though.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. Tim Pool got to start on Occupy Wall Street. Well, and Dave Rubin too, right? Well, I guess Dave Rubin got famous from becoming a conservative, so-called, right? Like he says he was a liberal, but like we didn't see him as a liberal in the public sphere until after he became a conservative, right? Or am I getting my timeline wrong here? Exactly that. Yeah, okay. So sussy. And then I guess Benny Johnson was just a retard from the beginning. God, I swear I cannot stand that guy. Every time we watch like a video of him, I just want to rage so hard. Because he's not only like... he says things with such smugness. And like... he's wrong so often, or just like has views that it's just like, bro, like mind your own fucking business, man. Jesus. You know what has been great though is like the series of embarrassing moments that Andrew Wilson has had lately. Those have been fun.
Oh, you mean besides the pickle incident?
The pickle incident, and then the one where he spurged out when that girl brought up the fact that his mom had 3 baby daddies. I mean, his wife had 3. His wife had 3 baby daddies.
That's probably true, also.
No, it is true. It's true. That's why he got so angry.
No, I mean I said what you said about his mom. Probably his mom
maybe.
too.
And then his response to that was basically, well, you're a lesbian. He goes, well, you eat sniz. And I'm like, dude. You're a fucking idiot, man. Like, that's going to play only to your audience.
Yeah. Everything makes more sense when you consider, like, Andrew Wilson is, like, a 3rd grader.
Oh. Yep. It's just been fun. I do think the pickle incident, though, is, like, one of my favorite moments in recent history.
It was a really big deal.
What'd you say?
It was a really big deal.
Oh my God. Goodness gracious, Daniel. Oh, the puns never stop. All right. Back to the documents.
Wait, so much of this is censored. That's okay. Basically, we'll just say it was an offer from the Rose account for things, and then Joan is basically asking, why would Solo say any of this? And then Rose is basically saying, I mean, because these are things that Solo, you know, essentially wanted me to do, basically. We'll say that, yeah. But you had already broken up with him at that point. This is 4/13. Joan says, of 2023. Rose says, that's weird. Yeah, no, I didn't do that. I was broken up with him.
Candy!
Joan says, okay, so that message was not from you.
Candy, you going to bed? You taking off right now? Whenever you drop out of VC, you'll be back. Okay. You better hang around. I'm watching this because you wanted to watch it. I mean, I want to watch it too, but this was your suggestion.
No.
And I love it.
Destiny, aren't all these chats leaked already? No. Solo was very selective about the chats that he leaked. He only leaked certain things to try to like maximize the damage to me. Despite what he said when he lied on QB Farms, he absolutely did not want this Rose account to be found. Now, for very obvious reasons, you know, you can see why he didn't want the account to be found. But this is also why me and Justical didn't believe initially when Solo was like, oh, well, by the way, she was underage. Because I just figured he's just saying like random shit so they don't go try to find who this person was.
Fucking Justical.
Because he's just trying to cover his own tracks. But yeah, no, the messages that were leaked were fairly selective, we'll say. Yeah. Okay, so okay. No. And then on page SB1918, this chat thread is dated December 10th, 2023. And at 1:56 p.m., you respond to Destiny's question. You say, family stuff. Jake says, objection. Misstates the evidence. Joan says, and then Destiny states, well, damn, has it all turned out okay? Rose responds, yeah, I'm living away from them now, so it's going better. Destiny responds, do you have any new boyfriend or roommate or anything, or are you just completely on your own? And Rose responds, you will laugh at me, but I'm living with my ex. Was this true? No.
Ew.
No. I've only ever lived with my parents.
Yo.
Okay, so you did not send that message?
What's up? What you doing now?
We're watching this court stuff as well. You pull up my stream. You can watch it with us. Haters obsessed with this case think Destiny was hunted more. Yeah, it's you know, the longer this goes along, Super, like the more it's clear that this is nothing. There's nothing here, and like it's gotta feel so vindicating for him after everything that happened, especially now that he's like, you know, after all the damage it did to his reputation and all the stuff that he's lost, that now he's finally gaining all of that back. He's gotta feel so vindicated because of this.
No. Okay. Joan says, okay, I have to pull something up right now. Do you need a break or bathroom break or anything? Rose says, no. Joan says, no, you're okay. Just give me 1 second. Joel says, I'm going to run to the bathroom real quick. Joan says, let's go off the record then for a minute, 5 minutes. Joel says, sure. Joan says, okay, going off the record. Going off the record at 11 a.m. I don't think it matters. I don't think there's not a record or transcript of this, but basically, why do they keep asking if she sent the message? She already said she's never spoken to your Destiny, because Joan is like fucked at this point. The deposition this is a catastrophe for them, and Joan is trying to see if she can impeach her character by getting her to lie about something, or to see if she's lied about something, or to see if she can catch her or trip her up, or to see if she maybe doesn't believe her testimony. So she's just running through a ton of stuff. This whole section is basically saying like, well, how could Solo have known this room in your house, or how could he have known about this family member? And he sent this. How could it be that you, Destiny and Rose, seemed to have this conversation, and then you sent a picture after? That wasn't you. Are you sure this wasn't you? Are you sure that wasn't you? That's basically what this whole section is. The way, again, I was flying at this point, but the at this point, what I've been told is that the past part of this has been fairly combative, and that like she's like pretty upset, or has been, that this is like a, and it's, to be fair, this is like a this is a pretty upsetting thing to be a part of. But yeah, keep in mind too that she's been dragged here by Justicle's community, Callum, by basically harassing her, implicitly threatening her, and then hooking her up with Joan to force her to sit for this deposition. So yeah, all for a thing that's out of date range and wasn't even relevant to this case, by the way. But remember, when you're a spoiled white woman, or you're a pair of spoiled white women, the scariest thing for Lauren and Pixie, you don't give a fuck about anybody else. You'll set the world on fire just to keep yourself warm.
Jesus.
Wait, Destiny did Doe subpoena her? Yes. She responded to Pixie's subpoena for this. Yes. Why are Destiny's former friends not speaking out about this? Because it's about a white woman, and men are cowards when it comes to white women, so. We're record back on the, okay, we're back on the record at 11:07 a.m. Joan. So, okay, Rose. Wait. Right? Yes. So, Rose, in a document that was marked SB 2392, I don't have it here, it's on my laptop, but it was produced by defendant and marked. Why did you bring it? Prepare for your depositions. What the fuck are you doing with your fucking time if you can't even prepare for your fucking deposition? I think this is the only fucking one they've done so far. Hire somebody, or get some work, or put some work in, or do some shit to actually get your shit in a row. What the fuck? You even had a break. What are you doing? It's so bullshit. So Jake says, yeah, I'm going to object to the use of an exhibit which has not been provided to counsel for defendant. Joan says, yes, and you did say that you have all the defendant's document production, so this doesn't matter. You should bring these documents you're presenting to be marked as an exhibit for, like, people aren't gonna bring all of the discovery to every single fucking deposition, whatever, but who cares? Joan, at any rate, on this document, Jake stops and says, are you gonna provide the document to the witness? Joan says, your objection is noted. Joan says, on this document that was produced by the defendant, he is communicating. Jake says objection. Joan says with somebody. Jake says hearsay, lacks foundation. Joan says, and on November 29th, 2024, he states, referring to Rose, that he had decent length phone calls with this person multiple times about both of our personal things, never had a problem, issue, fight over literally anything ever. Rose says, I didn't do that. Jake says same objections. The purported document that plaintiff's counsel is relying on is not in front of the witness. She cannot see the document, so I would object to its use. Joan says, Mr. Camara, your objection is noted. Joan says, wait, fuck, where's my mouse? Oh yeah, okay, just her name. Rose, so Destiny is saying that he spoke with you multiple times. Jake says objection. Joan says hours-long conversations. Jake says lacks foundation. Joan says, does this trigger your memory that maybe you did speak to him on the phone? When? It does not say when, but it must have been. Jake says objection, calls for speculation. Joan, prior to November 29th, 2024, when he stated this. Jake says same objections, misstates the evidence. Rose says, I don't remember calling him ever. Joan says, is it possible that you did speak with him and you just don't remember? Jake says objection. She says, I don't know. Jake says asked and answered. Rose says, Ben did not let me onto his accounts because he was talking to other women, too. He didn't want me on his account. He didn't trust me with anything like that. I don't remember talking to him ever, verbally. Joan says, but you did state that Ben directed you to, this is probably creating some form of media. Yes. Correct? And she said, and Rose says, yeah. And Joan says, did he ever direct you to speak to the defendant? Rose says, I don't remember that happening. Joan says, you don't remember that. Okay, so this 300-page or more chat thread that was on Discord between Rose and Destiny, and I remind you that you were under oath, you didn't send any of these messages? No. Not one? No.
No, because obviously it wasn't her this whole fucking time. Duh. Like, why? If we think it's somebody else, why would it ever have been her?
The next thing is basically, are you aware that, like, do you know that media is some kind of exchange is happening, basically? Jake says objection, leading, and then Joan's basically asking about this. And then I think Rose is basically understanding, we'll say what she's saying, yeah. And then Joan says, Okay, I think I'm just about to wrap up. So I just need about 5 minutes, and then I wanted to ask you, do you have an idea of your timing in terms of your questioning? Jake says, oh, this is Jones' questions to my counsel. I can let you know after I speak with Joel for a few minutes off the
Ben
record.
is Solo,
Jones says,
Ben
okay,
Solo
so let's just take
equals
a 10-minute
the
recess, and I will hopefully be
whitest
wrapping up
Kylo
after
Ren.
that. Does that sound okay? Rose says, yes. Off the record, going off the record at 11:12 a.m. They come back 15 minutes later, 11:27 a.m. Videographer, we're back on the record at 11:27 a.m. Okay, bye, Joan. Okay, Rose, I remind you that you are still under oath, and now that we are back on the record, this is basically asking about other types of like personally identifying pictures that she took, asking if like she had sent these pictures to the Solo guy, and then Rose is saying yes, and Joan is saying okay, thank you, and that would have been prior to your breakup, correct? And Rose says yes, and Joan says, and the Rose Discord account, which you stated that Ben had created, that would have been with a username, and then it's a username that was already referred to in the stuff, but I don't know why it's censored. Yeah, yes, and what was Ben's email address at the time? I don't think I had it. You never had it? What about his phone number? I didn't have it. Do you have any way of obtaining that information? He never gave it to me.
What?
Okay. Joan says,
Your
okay, I have no further
boyfriend,
questions at this time.
supposedly.
Cross-examination. So this is my lawyer, Jake. Okay, hi, Miss Rose. My name is Jake Camara. I represent Destiny in this action. Thank you for coming today. I'm very sorry that you've been dragged into this. It seems like unnecessarily. I want you to know that we're not here to get you
All
in
right,
trouble.
here
You're
we
not in trouble.
go. Here we go. Tiny's lawyer about to blow this shit up.
I'm just trying to find out the truth. So all I need to know is your true and correct answers to the best of your ability. So just to be clear, based on your prior testimony, you've never spoken to Destiny ever, correct? No. You've never... Objection. Her testimony was she did not remember. Did you... have you ever corresponded electronically with Destiny ever? I don't remember... I never messaged him, and I don't remember ever calling him. Okay, and you never spoke with Destiny on Discord ever, correct? Not that I can remember. No, on call. Destiny never sent you any explicit material, did he? No, never. Not me personally. And he never sent you explicit material depicting the plaintiff in this case, certainly, correct? No. Do you even know who the plaintiff in this case is? No. Do you know who Pixie is? No. Have you ever seen the video of Pixie? No. So essentially, defendant Bonnell was catfished by your boyfriend, correct? Yes. What is your boyfriend at the time? Ben, what is his real name? I don't know. Ben is what he told me his name was. And he is Solo. Ben is Solo, correct? Yeah, Solo.
There it is. You jumped the gun, Daniel. You jumped the gun.
Leveling, but John says Solo. I didn't hear that last part. Rose says leveling.
Star
Solo
Witness.
leveling. Rose says, that's all I knew him from, so I'm assuming the Solo guy that you guys are talking about would be him. Joan says, and how do you spell Solo leveling? Sorry, I know I just want to clarify for the record. Joel says that's okay, or Jake says that's okay. Rose says leveling, Leveling.
Gotta check that transcript.
This is basically asking about, we'll say, bad behavior towards Rose, and her saying that yes, this did occur. And he said, and then my attorney says, and he didn't care, referring to Solo. No. I'm sorry you had to go through that, and I'm sorry that he put you in this position. I really am. No child should have to go through that. Do you have any way of contacting Ben at this time? No. Do you have any idea where he lives, aside from the fact you believe he lives in Oxford, in the United Kingdom? No. Okay, I just wanted to show you a couple things based on what you've testified to previously. It's already been marked as an exhibit. It's base labeled AH005. John says, yeah, it's in that set. Jake says, here, I give you a copy. John says, I have it. Jake says, now, this correspondence is on Twitter, correct? Rose says, yeah. Jake says, do you know which Twitter account Steven is corresponding with in this screenshot? The Rose is one. Rose is coming? Yes. And that, again, is not you? No. And in this message, Steven messaged the person he believes he's talking to is 18 years old, right? You see that? Yeah. Okay, so you're aware that Ben, or Solo, was holding himself out as being over 18 years old? Yeah. Are you aware of that? Okay. And just also, so we're clear, was it Ben who reached out to Destiny first? I think so. I want to show you one exhibit we'll mark as the next in order. It's SB001639. This will be marked as Exhibit 3. This is basically saying Rose Exhibit number 3. This will be marked as Exhibit 3 by Mr. Camara. On the top of the page, there's a message from Destiny, and it says, yeah, for sure, holy damn, I'm super lucky you decided to message me. Does that for you affirm that Solo was the first person to contact Destiny and not the other way around? Yeah. All right, I would like to mark this next exhibit as Exhibit 4. Do you want to look at the ones I'm marking? It's okay. And then Jake says, so this is a screenshot of the Roses Coming Twitter account. This is the Twitter account we've been referring to, correct? Yeah. All right, and you'll see in the bio that it...
oh my god, that thing is so loud.
basically that... We'll say that the account was impersonating her and was engaged in what we would now say is obviously, well, and at that point in time, we'll say would have been illegal behavior. We'll say that this account was doing not good things. Did you ever consider going to the police about this guy, Ben Solo? She says, I was scared. He said, that's under...
Bruh. I wonder how Willie Mack feels right now. That just made me think about it. Like... My dude fucked up.
Understandable. If you go to the last page, there's a photo that Solo posted, again, impersonating you. Is that a photograph of you? Yep. Okay, and again, there in the bio, it says 18, correct? Eliminator, thank you for the gift of subs in chat. Yes. Okay, I'll mark this next one as Exhibit 5. How fucked are they overclaiming these to PA to find Rose? PI to find Rose? I don't know. We would have to file a motion calling it into question or something. I don't know how much it matters, but... the difference in questioning quality between these two lawyers is staggering. Yeah, you should have seen our hearing. The thing is that Joan is just not... just never mind. There's another screenshot from that same Twitter account with a tweet dated April 3rd, 2022. Again, if you look at the bio, it says that Solo is holding himself out as 18 years old, pretending to be you, correct? Yeah. But it also says, tip me £2 or $3 with a dollar sign after the 3. Did you see that? Yeah. Basically for bad material. Now, do you believe he put £2 because he was located in the UK, as you believe? Yeah. And then basically he was selling stuff on the internet.
Yeah, because someone living in the U.S. would never... They're never going to write in pounds. Why would they?
We'll just say, basically keeping, we'll say profiting from it, I guess. Yeah. And then at some point, regardless of her wanting to do this, it continued. Yeah, we'll say that. Yeah, her final answer to that is basically yes. Joan says, I'm going to object as to relevance to this case. She's an actual subhuman piece of shit. Jake says, did he ever threaten you? Yeah, now she doesn't like the relevance at all. Why did she put it in a fucking footnote that they fought against changing? Did he ever threaten you? Yeah. What did he say to you, if you remember? The first time he started threatening me, he threatened to kill himself, and then once it got worse, he said that he'd kill my family, and he'd come and kidnap me and use me as a sex slave. I'm very sorry to hear that. Were you aware that Ben Solo was also using a Cash App account with the username $ Rose is coming? No, I didn't know he had Cash App. Does the name George Scorer mean anything to you? No. Basically, that this name was connected to a Cash App related to her material, we'll say. This is, yeah. Would it surprise you if these things were linked? And she says no. And then the question, okay, again, you've never met Destiny, correct? And then she says no, and then she basically provides a little bit more information about, we'll just say, creating media about this answer up here. And then my lawyer says, okay, so you don't know who Callum is? No, I thought they were friends with Pixie. Joel says, sorry, and then he's just asking for clarification about what's in here, basically. But, okay. Destiny, when she said Solo was talking with multiple girls earlier in the depot, is the implication that he profited in similar ways of other girls too? I don't know. Considering that he went and found this girl on an app that was made explicitly for underage children, I'll leave that for you to figure out. You mentioned previously in your testimony that you don't know who Callum is, but that you had responded to his emails that he sent.
It seems like this guy needs to be on a list. I mean, like, when this is all done, yeah, Tiny's probably gonna sue him, but, like, he probably needs to be, like, criminally investigated, like, pretty hardcore.
Sent you, correct? Yeah. I don't see any of your responses in your production. Oh, do you have what you responded? Yeah, I don't really know how to forward the email, so I didn't know if it got all the emails forwarded to her or not. Okay, but you're in possession of those. Yeah. And your correspondence with Callum in its entirety? Yeah. Okay, sorry, just one moment. Have you spoken to plaintiff's counsel at all prior to today, meaning Ms. Peters or any of the other lawyers who represent the plaintiff in this case? I haven't, no. I guess I sent her emails of the stuff that she requested, but she talked to my mom because when she emailed me, I didn't know if she was who she said she was because Callum said that he was going to pass my information along to her. To who? To Joan. Okay, and so you said your mom spoke to Ms. Peters? To Joan? Yeah. Were you present for that phone call? No. Okay. So you don't know what Ms. Peters and your mom spoke about specifically? I think my mom just asked, Joan says, objection, hearsay. Rose says, my mom just asked, like, why I have to be involved in it. And I was confused because the subpoena I got didn't have her name on it. And so she asked her, like, why isn't your name on it if you're the one, if she's trying to email me? And just, like, how long this would be and stuff like that. And Jake says, so when you were shown these Discord chats between Rose and Destiny today, you have never seen them before in your life? Is that correct? She says, I saw the one that was like this one. And then I guess she's pointing at one because I saw it. Oh, that's not Discord. Jake says, it's not Discord. She said, Discord. Not those ones specifically, no. But had you seen the one that you produced? But you had seen the one that you produced, correct? Yeah. And that is AH007 in your production. It's not there. Joel says, counsel, do you have a copy of AH007? Joan says, oh, we can provide the witness. This one is missing a copy. Sure, let me find it. It's in her copy. Okay, do you see it? Rose, you should have it. Rose says, yeah. Jake says, you got it. Okay. So this one you were aware of. You've seen before. Is that what you were saying? Yeah, it was posted on Twitter.
Oh.
Okay.
So he didn't even show it to her. She was aware of it because she
basically you've seen this posted on Twitter. Yeah. Okay, and you mentioned before that it's in European date format, right? Yeah. It says 30/07/2022. Yeah, and that makes sense to you, right? Because Solo was located in the United Kingdom. Yeah. So everything that was leaked would have had timestamps in a European format, right? Yeah. Okay. Jake says, anything else, Joel? Joel says, no. Jake says, I have no further questions, thank you. Joan says, all right. I have a few follow-up questions, Rose. Sorry, we'll just take a couple of minutes. So Joan steps up again. Now, you said that you had not, in response to questions just now regarding whether you had ever seen these Discord messages. Didn't Ben send you screenshots of these messages from time to time? Rose says, some of them, but not those. None of the Discord messages? What screenshots? No, not the ones that you had me look at. Oh, I see. I didn't see those. But other Discord messages? Yeah. Between Destiny and Rose? Yeah.
Oh, see you
okay.
there.
Basically asking, like, have you created media for
Good
the
having
solo
you
guy?
around, good buddy.
Takes his objection, leading by, and then Rose basically says, oh my god.
Oh my god.
Oh, fuck. No, this is like the most scumbag shit.
No!
Wait, hold on. I'm trying to think of a way I can summarize this. We're going to the bottom of 83. Or an 81, hold on. Oh my god. Oh, Okay, so basically, it's more, Joan is basically trying to push really hard on the consistency thing, and she's like grilling the fuck out of her on like, are you sure about this? Are you sure about that? Really? Are you really sure? It's basically just this, a lot of this. I would say, yeah. Basically, and some pretty, one of these exchanges is just really wild in terms of her accusing her of we'll say, basically lying. Fuck. Yeah, that's all I can say. I don't think I can.
Yeah, we did.
Oh my god, yeah. Maybe at some point in the future.
We had a whole talk about it earlier,
unhinged
Cinderella.
accusation, but you have the general gist. I mean, you've seen the rest
At
of
the
it.
top of the stream.
Okay, I have no further questions. Jake's is just a follow-up. Why does that stuff get redacted? Anything that has to do with like sexually explicit stuff, or maybe like humiliating stuff, or embarrassing stuff that could be used to attack or retaliate against people or whatever, I think all of it gets censored. So, but she holds to her original claims. Destiny. Yeah, of course. Yeah. Well, yeah, and it becomes, I'll say, more combative. But yeah. Okay, no further questions. And then Jake's just a couple follow-ups. Do you know if Solo goes by any other aliases online? Yeah, ELO Hero 5. I think that's all that I know of. Is that a Discord, a Twitter? That was his old Snapchat that I knew him from. Did Solo ever tell you why he was catfishing Destiny? I don't know if he said specifically. I think it's just because he liked his content, like his streams and stuff. And he also then was bisexual, so I don't know if he would derive sexual pleasure from it or not. And Solo was a grown adult at this time, right? In April of 2022.
Yep.
Yeah. How old was he? Do you know? 21 or 22?
About that
okay.
too.
But I don't know if he was older or not. That's just what he told me. Jake says, I have no further questions. Joan says, thank you, Rose, for being here today and giving us your testimony. We appreciate it. So we're going to go off the record. And that was that, yeah.
Wow. Logistical serving chaos. Woo.
Hold on one sec. Jesus. I don't know if it's worth going through or not, but the Coben fucking Discord server is crazy right now. Holy shit.
Yes, let's see it.
Now Wicked Supreme is a big well maybe she's lying about everything. I don't know if we believe. Maybe we don't believe all women now. At this point, you know who Solo is correct. There's no way he's sapiosexual, right? No, he's not that person. You annihilated Weasel Supreme's brain. Yeah, she's just, that guy's on full fucking cope mode. Jesus.
Yeah, show us the logistical cope. Let's see the logistical
I think a lot of people are
cope.
accusing her of lying now.
Around.
Also, I said this not to cast doubt, but just to point out the lack of certainty we should have, which I recognize is functional the same thing. One, parts of the
girl.
testimony are so redacted, and things said in those sections could change the analysis of any other detail present. Keep in mind that of all of this court case, of everything I've talked about that's been under seal and come out of seal, I haven't lied about a single fucking thing ever.
So guys, Aurora is going to be getting here tomorrow. She's going to be on my streams all next week. Let's go.
Number one. Number two, as time has gone on and more stuff has been made public and more discovery and most everything else are filed, every single thing I've said has been come out as being true in these court documents, and basically every single thing the other side has said has been a fucking lie or has been heavily exaggerated or I don't know. And two, there's nothing backing up Rose's statements. Beyond the standard level of trustworthiness we ascribe to witnesses who are talking about things that can get them into trouble. But we would have no reason to doubt Pixie's testimony when she's literally, we've already seen her lying about so much stuff related to this, about her
barcode in Tiny's chat. Barcode spotted.
Sleeping with people, sending videos to people, and lying about it to others, and the fact that she stands to gain, originally $1 million was her ask that Lauren probably told her to ask for, and then $15 million was what she sued me for. Although I can never prove that Lauren asked her for that because Lauren and Pixie are both conspiring to use Signal together, which Lauren also admitted in the deposition. They've been using Signal together intentionally to delete all their messages from the start of this court case, so I'll never see what they're talking about. But yeah, good times.
Oh, I gotta jump back because I wasn't.
Parts of the testimony are so redacted, and things said in those sections could change the.
That is such
analysis
coke.
of any other detail present. Keep in mind that if
that
all
is
of this
such
information I've talked about that's been under seal and come out of seal, I haven't lied about a single fucking thing ever. Number one. Number two, as time has gone on and more stuff has been made public and more discovery and most everything else are filed, every single thing I've said has been come out as being true in these court documents, and basically every single thing the other side has said has been a fucking lie or has been heavily exaggerated or I don't know. And two, there's nothing backing up Rose's statements. Beyond the standard level of trustworthiness we ascribe to witnesses who are talking about things that can get them into trouble. But we would have no reason to doubt Pixie's testimony when she's literally, we've already seen her lying about so much stuff related to this, about her sleeping with people, sending videos to people, and lying about it to others. And the fact that she stands to gain, originally $1 million was her ask that Lauren probably told her to ask for, and then $15 million was what she sued me for. Although I can never prove that Lauren asked her for that because Lauren and Pixie are both conspiring to use Signal together, which Lauren also admitted in the deposition. They've been using Signal together intentionally to delete all their messages from the start of this court case, so I'll never see what they're talking about. But yeah, good times. Oh, and he's still so excited. Save was so excited to be. Also off topic, but she confirms here that she was still reading my emails after she stopped responding. Good one.
Who's that?
Shouldn't their conspiring cause them issues? Well, they might, maybe, I don't know, it depends on how many more sanctions we're allowed to file for, but we're still waiting for some of the rulings right now. From an evidentiary standpoint, like, their case is cooked in so many different ways. Surely Jane Doe is knowingly conspiring with Lauren, right? Why the fuck would she use Signal? Yes, they are knowingly conspiring. I guess I can reveal this at this point. It's kind of funny now that we've done our demo and everything. So, you remember that Alex Jones case, where he's on the stand and the opposing counsel reveals that he got a whole bunch of text messages that Alex Jones had no idea about? That exact same thing happened with Lauren. She had no fucking idea how much fucking random shit she sent me, and that's why I know about crimes that she's committed and ways that she's tried to basically destroy this court case, and she had no fucking idea walking into her deposition how much shit she turned over because she's fucking retarded. That's why I'm so irritated about how much of a joke all of this is to all of the fucking parties involved. And the fact that Pixie can sit there as the spineless little fake care about women, sexual abuse cuck she is, and watch like this actual girl, who by the end of this deposition was basically bawling and screaming at the other side, by the way. The fact that Pixie could just sit there like giggling along and laughing.
Seriously, dude. Poor Rose. That poor girl.
And when we send them an email, be like, hey, can you like correct this footnote in the thing? They're like, no, we're not correcting anything because all of it is true. I was like, well, not really, right? It's not. And like, no, file sanctions against the gun. I was like, okay.
Hey,
we
Nick got mod.
That's just such a fucking joke. Like, you're such a disgusting vermin fuck.
Hell
I can't
yeah.
imagine this stupid cunt sitting in her like law school classes like, oh, today we're learning about civil procedure. Oh, these are all the rules that I broke all the time because it was so much fun. And she's doing it all on her parents' time. Her family's fucking rich. I didn't know this prior to the court case, but I found this out semi-recently. Her family's fucking loaded. So her whole fucking GoFundMe was just a scam to defame me. But that's why she did her little GoFundMe. She collected $50K to go have fuck off money while she goes to law school and whatever. And it's just fucking annoying. It's just all it's like all a big game joke to all of these fucking people. And then every other content creator in the space is too much of a cowardly fucking cuck to say anything against a white woman. But I get it. It's all good. What are you gonna do? What angers me most is she cosplayed being poor. She cosplayed everything. She cosplayed being poor.
Was that too loud? Something not loud enough? I can turn it up a little bit. Aren't you playing Arc Raiders right now? Yeah, I'm fucking fidgeting, sorry. It's that ADHD, the TISM and the ADHD, constant stimming. My bad.
Or she cosplayed not fucking streamers. She cosplayed basically being a virgin. That was probably the most embarrassing part to her parents. Her parents probably thought that unironically. Whatever. How did you know Solo's real name before the KF leaks? I had a pretty good inkling. I don't remember what we dug through for that. But I can't the thing is that I can't file another court case because this court case is so fucking DOA. This court case was dead on arrival and it's such a waste of time. But anything that I do publicly or file publicly or pursue, this vicious cunt is going to try to drag into this case. So I don't want them anywhere near it. I don't want anything involved with her. If I file a suit against Solo, which I still want to do, and I bring in other plaintiffs, she's going to have no fucking part in that. She can go pursue that on her mommy and daddy's dime on her own fucking time. And I don't want anything that I work on to get discovered because they're incompetent. They don't know how to deal with evidence. They don't know how to do any redactions. They don't know how to seal any testimony. They don't know how to find witnesses that aren't fucking lying. They don't know how to investigate. They don't know how to file shit properly with the fucking court. I don't want them anywhere near fucking up anything having to do with an actual case.
Lawyers,
so that's
dude,
but I can't. One is a financial thing and a psychological thing. But then two is I just can't
bad.
have. I just can't have her desperately clawing for it because she's a no life loser fuck who's just sitting online refreshing threads to try to find out why can I send it Joan and I gotta put in my court case and blah blah blah. Wait, so she never even needed you to go through law school? No! Her parents are paying for it! Her family's rich! How do you think she's going to law school right now? She has 3 degrees! She's a forever student! No, she doesn't need any fucking money. Your family's rich. And for all the fucking retards who are like, oh, you should have just settled with her. Her opener to me was $15 million! What are we negotiating from there? I wouldn't even pay out 1% of that. 1% of 15 million is 150K, which is the statutory cap on what she would win in court. This is retarded. That's not an opening offer. That's some shit you say when you're a retard who doesn't know how business negotiations work. If you've ever done sales or if you've ever done business to business or any kind of negotiation, if you open with an offer that's 100x higher than a market rate, they're not even gonna respond to your email. It's fucking retarded. Oh shit, my labor is only worth, this project is like a $10,000 is what we normally bid on it. I'm gonna go ahead and send them a $20 bid on that project, and we'll negotiate up from there. No, they would just lie. They wouldn't even respond. This was never going to be settled or never going to be negotiated. Especially if there was ever a world where this could have been settled, it would have been a world. It couldn't have happened after she wrote that delusional fucking Substack. And I say she wrote it. Lauren probably wrote it. It was after Lauren wrote that Substack.
That's also why I'm talking about Lauren
because so much of it, even outside of what she's accused me of, so much of it is delusional. She lies about her age. We were 21 when we met. For some reason, Lauren wrote 19 for her. She writes it I think he wanted this material to leak on his own, and he was using it. What the fuck is wrong with you, you crazy fucking insane person? Anyway. She also hides the suicide context. Her extortion? Yeah, she doesn't bring that up ever too. Yeah. Would you ever go on a live stream with either H3H3 or Willie after delay into them? No, they're both retarded. Because it'll just come to screaming at basically. So at what point in time did you receive a video image ever of an American president? Or it'll, because the H3 cope community of dipshits has migrated to well, even if she was 18 or 19, that's still creepy as fuck, so he's basically a pedophile. It's like, I'm good on that one, Chief.
But I'm also right about the Lauren shit too, to be fair.
Could you give a quick rundown for the Soul guys again? Some fucking weirdo loser in the UK, I guess. But I mean, what are you gonna do? Bonger's gonna bong. I need a bong thing. Is there any justice against them at all at the end of this? Do they get any comeuppance? I mean, it's really hard to get legal fees back, so I doubt that'll happen. I mean, I'll ask, I guess, my lawyers by the end if they feel like I have a countersuit against either of them, or if, for how many more sanctions we can push for. But, I mean, I want to, like I said, I want to file, I feel like I have enough at least, I know I have enough to file a complaint against Lauren for her, in the bar to see if I can get her disbarred. And then for Pixie, whenever she tries to do character and fitness, if she gets through law school, I'll find out where the fuck that is and I'll write in about that shit. But it's just so gross to me that, in all of her white woman fragility, because she has nothing else in life besides this fucking charade of bullshit that she's on against me, that Pixie's entire case is built on victimizing other people. One is Rose, and she's known this now for months.
Of course.
And then 2 is Abby, who is, my guess is traumatic brain injury after her car accident, right? Who's, by the way, nowhere to be found, no depositions of her, no evidence from her, no production of any more documents, just one message that they got. One message that they got from Abby the night before our evidentiary hearing to see if this case could even survive is the only reason she's doing on this case. And after that, gone into the wind. It's just crazy. But do you think this fuck over any chance of having Rose cooperate when you go after Solo? I don't know. That's an off-stream thing that I have to figure out. Because it's also hard too because you don't want to it's going after people that are involved in stuff like this. You don't want to re-victimize the other people that are involved. Now, obviously, Gisticles, Discord, and none of those people give a fuck. Wicked Supreme, the rapist, and all these people, none of these people give a fuck about any of the other people involved. They all thought that Solo was epic and based, and still probably do. So they're just whatever on it. But technically, you don't want to it's a whatever stuff these people have been through. You don't want to re-trigger them or re-traumatize them just to go after somebody in a court case or whatever. For criminal stuff, there maybe a stronger argument. But when did this deposition occur? I think August 23rd. Is Abby a real person? Yes, she was. I don't know if you'd say Darius' ex. She was like an old friend of mine, but she got in a apparently bad car accident, and now she's made like a bunch of Facebook accounts and YouTube accounts and like multiple GoFundMe. Like her shit is fucked. But also, I guess for more context too, in the leaked messages between her and Darius, she makes it sound like she was given an offer or something from Pixie's lawyers or from Pixie or Lauren themselves to ask her to cooperate, and that she was scared because she didn't know her stuff was going to get leaked because they fucked up all their ceilings of her name. But she made it seem like she didn't really want to be involved, was the impression that I got reading the logs. Now, Jessica and everybody else says that I was actually mind-fucking Abby behind the scenes and all this bullshit. There's never been a substantiation of literally any claim like this ever. It's all just stuff that they've invented in order to make their lives. She said that shit on stream too? Yeah. Like, it's so crazy that this old fucking retard was literally saying that I have like addiction, sex issues, and I need to be in a fucking prison or whatever bullshit. I think this is saberasexual too. Also off topic, but she, confirms that she was still reading my emails after she stopped responding. And then Supreme says, be careful about making positive claims about things for which there isn't hard evidence. And then Saba says, she references an email I sent to her after her last response. And then Wiggy says, no, I mean in general. Saba says, oh, sure. And then Wiggy says, I'm not referring to your emails at all. Like the idea that anyone has Solo's information remains to be seen. Who he is or what he's done, other than what he's publicly done. Now he's like the ultimate fucking skeptic on everything. But of course, Pixie and everybody else, anybody that has anything against me, their claims are always to be believed, despite the fact that none of them can ever substantiate it. None of it ever materializes. It's all just like stories and narratives and Jesus. I don't know, man. Oh, substance. Frequent Peace Code chatter. Oh, it seems in the newly unsealed transcript of Rose's deposition, Rose says it was Destiny who publicized her personal identifying information, and she described it as him doxing her. Nice. That was his takeaway from this. Good one. Was Cherry not a part of this too? No, Cherry never wanted to be involved in this case. Neither did Melina. But Pixie kept roping them in and putting them in multiple filings, despite Cherry tweeting publicly, begging her to stop doing it. But Pixie doesn't give a fuck about anybody but herself and her own family's money, or her own, innocent reputation on the internet or whatever. Melina obviously didn't want to be fucking involved. And the most disgusting part was Pixie was literally in the court filings. I don't know if she gets off to this or what, but she was literally listing websites with search terms on where you can go and find my jerk-off leak material. Because again, and this is the same I said at the very beginning, she never gave a fuck about any of her shit leaking. At some point I'll publish probably most of the conversations I had with Pixie post everything. In the 3 or 4 weeks, I don't think I published all these, but in the, is it 2 or 3 weeks? I think maybe 2 or 3 weeks. In the weeks between the leaks happening and then Lauren digging her fangs into Pixie by December 11th, there was no conversation that me and Pixie had about why did you send these? You didn't have consent to send me these. Like, I can't believe that was never even a thing. But then on December 11th, out of nowhere, the same day that Lauren De Laguna messages me and says, you're so evil, Pixie starts her extortion racket. Oh, I think I'm gonna kill myself, but I'm not gonna do it right now, and so maybe you can make things right, but I'm gonna kill myself if you don't. And it's like, the fuck? Fuck you, dude. Don't do it, bro. Get the fuck out of here. This stupid fucking shit.
Hang on. Una foto en el chat de Discord pa' que te rías.
Did the solo guy ever meet Rose in person?
Oh yeah, I saw it. That was funny. I did see it. We'll make sure to grind your servers already. This shit's funny.
Do you think Pixie's lawyer counter should be held accountable? I don't know what the standards are for fucking anything. In my mind, you would be disbarred for shit like this. But I mean, other lawyers have emailed me and told me there's a lot of retarded shit that goes on in court. Keep in mind that we've been spoiled. It's kind of like imagine watching like the NFL for your entire life, and then you become like a coach for like a 4th or 5th grade football team, and you're screaming at these guys because they can't kick 50-yard field goals or whatever. I don't know the normal, or they don't have they can't punt the ball 20 yards, or I don't know what a long snapper. And it's like, okay, well, it's a totally different standard. So we read Supreme Court cases. So these are the best of the world that are arguing in front of the Supreme Court when it comes to matters of law. Who the fuck knows? I'm sure legal shit can get ultra fucking retarded. And we're not even at litigant pro se stuff where people are just filing their own shit who aren't even lawyers. So.
Sí, lo vi. Es gracioso.
I don't know why these guys have to keep making up their own fanfic. Well, I guess they just, because nothing I say can be true. Way to drop the ball, Joan, unless it was in the redacted portions. Objection, speculation, lacking foundation. But I see an easy explanation is that she sent him a selfie of herself wearing a DGG shirt because she knew Solo was a fan of Destiny. Same with the image of the guy at the college. Supreme says, these are plausible, but did she buy the shirt herself? It isn't stated as far as I can see. Like, the guy ordered her shit to wear and then to have her take pictures of it to forward to me. Like, this is, but you don't have to believe me, I guess, whatever. If her family's loaded, why are her parents so bad? Because you can't buy intelligence. And because, actually, that's not true. The reason why, I'm sure Pixie could have had a really good lawyer. The reason why is because no good lawyer would have taken Pixie's case. That's why, and it was leaked from messages with Aaron, which I also don't have any copies of, by the way, and I'm never fucking getting them, ever. But that's fine, whatever, who the fuck cares? It's all a big joke at the end of the day, right? The first 2 law firms that Pixie went to told her she had no case. If she wanted to sue somebody, she should sue the solo guy, because that would be a slam dunk case, which it would be. It would have been an unbelievably insane case. But instead, you've got the bimbo cunt Stacia and Jessica server that posts about this shit all day because she has nothing else going on in her life. You've got Pixie, who's frolicking off to law school and besties with Lauren De Laguna, who rampages through life to life to life. And then everything is just completely, it's just a joke and no one gives a fuck about any of this shit. So whatever. So are you sure that the solo guy is actually a guy? Do you know who he is and what he looks like, etc.? All of this is happening because of the solo character leaking your text, right? Yeah, I'm pretty sure I know who this is. Yeah. Can you link the solo George guy to merch sales? Probably not at this point. My guess is those records don't exist, but I don't know if I don't know if that would even matter at this point. I feel like I have enough other stuff. Initially, when I tried to, it was kind of an informal conversation between my law firm in New York with the merch company that I sold that merch with. But the problem is that merch company didn't exist anymore, so we would have needed to basically subpoena like older records from like the new company. It was a kind of a complicated thing, and they wouldn't. We talked to them, they wouldn't really give it over to us legally or willingly because it was like payment info or whatever. So we would have had to actually have filed our case and done the subpoena, but we couldn't get that far because Pixie was so excited to do her extortion racket against me with Lauren riding her fucking ass on it. What is the reason you aren't doxing the ever-living shit out of Solo? Would it hurt a future case? Well, I mean, if you want the truth, Solo's, I'm pretty sure he already got doxed on Cuba Friends. The reason why I don't want to dox Solo is because you don't get anything out of it. It doesn't do anything. All these fucking retards on the internet that cry about doxing and all this bullshit, it doesn't fucking matter. My shit, you can go search 1504 on Twitter and you can see my address posted 50 million fucking times, and I'm a famous person that people want to murder and nothing happens. So this idea that people are so afraid of doxing or so scared of doxing, all this bullshit, it doesn't do anything. Nothing's gonna happen to the guy getting doxed. Nothing's gonna happen to the guy if you call the fucking FBI. People can do it now if they want, or they've been doing it before. They've been doing it against me. You can do it, file all this shit and do everything. But like, if you really want to go after somebody, you really want to get somebody, the best way for the Solo guy would have been to build a big civil case and then to hand over anything that comes out of that case to law enforcement. That would have been the best way because you've done all the hard legwork and you put all the pieces together yourself and you've basically finished like 80% of the investigatory pathway on it. But yeah. But hey, it's all just a meme at the end of the day. Who cares? Rape and pedophilia, I guess, are super based and all that. So whatever. The breakup has been confirmed. What? Oh, Jistical? Yeah, Jistical and Trey broke up a while ago. They were yo-yoing for a while. Apparently, he kept a bunch of her shit and she was asking for it back and he didn't return it. But I don't know. Can Doe just do a state case where Cardi doesn't break jurisdiction when/if this is dismissed at a federal level? She could refile state cases.
Oh, finally.
But I don't know. Maybe at this point. At this point,
change. Oh my god!
I don't even know with how this court case is going. I feel like I could get that on a motion to dismiss. I don't even know what they could put in as evidence for any of that. So I haven't been able to pay full attention, but the Solo guy basically found this girl on an underage site and dated her long enough to be able to assume her identity to frame you for talking to a minor.
I know. I
but
managed
he did a
to
lot
get
more
it
than that.
though. Right at the end. Okay, what, Germany? Were they like fumigating this or something? What the fuck? What does this look like? The 90s?
Destiny Post Talk, what do you think the justifications for even going through with this case is to begin with? I feel like someone has to be uniquely evil through all this to have missed this fucking hard. But I think that it'll be good, especially for an eventual manifesto, to kind of discern where the majority of that misdirection and coercion came from. Lauren is evil, I think. Lauren De Laguna she's like a lav tier, but with more, she's more intelligently obsessive. I didn't realize this until my lawsuit, especially.
Right?
But after I shot her down when she was so pathetically and desperately trying to get me to date her after I broke up with Melina, and then 3 days later she decides
I got it in the last
try. I found out I hate you, and then started doing this in the background. I have a lot more stuff on Lauren. I'll get to that after. But Lauren is probably the main driver of all of this. Pixie's problem is she's just a weak individual with very little personal autonomy or anything. She's just not a very strong or intelligent person, and it's very easy to get kind of like led around on a leash by people with stronger personalities around her. And Lauren De Laguna has definitely sunk her teeth like as deeply into Pixie as she possibly can. Lauren has also a pretty strong personality though too. So even if Pixie wasn't a spineless fuck,
5 years off, 32.7
probably believed it in the
meters.
beginning. I'm sure Pixie believed there were 15 women and all the QB Friends accounts, whatever, that were messaging her probably were being truthful, and she did think she had a case that maybe she could win, but at this point, she must know that it's bullshit. But Pixie's probably lied to herself in her mind and convinced herself that, well, even if all of these are lies, like, Steven has still hurt me in some way, he should have to pay for that, so this is still technically justice, and it's, even if it's not 100% correct, like Ethan's lawsuits, like, this is still the only way I can get justice because I'm so embarrassed that people found out. That I'd like to fuck streamers now, and I'm not an innocent little virgin, and so this is, I think it's actually worthwhile. That's probably something like that. That she has to have this story that she tells herself at this point. Did you see the DG account that mentioned having the handle Rose the Garden in 2019, or is this a Nothing Burger? Who, the driving guy? It's probably him. That'd be my guess. But like I said, I'm 99% sure I know who this person is at this point. But it's not much I can do about it.
Piggly Wiggly? No way.
This was a failed money transfer operation. She wanted to date you and then sue you like she did to other men. And when you shut her down, she tried to use Doe as a proxy for Lauren. No. Lauren's family is also rich as fuck. She posts pictures of them. They travel to like islands that you can only get on if your family's like a 9-figure net worth or whatever. Like I'm pretty sure Lauren's family is loaded as fuck too. Please don't ban me for asking this, but does this case not have a special master for this case? Why would I ban you for asking that? I don't even know what that means.
Bro, I can't believe there's no Piggly Wiggly. The best balloon section. So let's lay off Germans fumigating. Haven't they done that enough? Ah!
Well. And by no coincidence, Lauren is also on her 3rd career, isn't she? 3rd or 4th or something, yeah. I don't know.
It's got to be the South, right? Because that's where they have Piggly Wigglies.
Like she's been fired from previous firms or what? That and everything else. She just people like Pixie, I think, and Lauren. There's like this middle class. I don't know how to explain it, but it's like when you're from a rich family and you're not like especially talented, I guess. You kind of like just cosplay different lifestyles to see what you like or enjoy, and so you just like bounce from thing to thing, and you kind of see if you enjoy it or like it. And then, if we can even tell the case is fake, why can't the courts? If I didn't know better, I think this is staged at Destiny. That I'm staging things, or the court? I've read all my shit. I mean, there's a reason why one side fights to conceal everything, and I'm fighting to have everything open. Number one. Number two, because everybody deserves to have their day in court, and you have to go through the process. So I mean, we're waiting on our motion to dismiss. If that doesn't get approved, then we do this motion for summary judgment, which I imagine should go through. If that doesn't, I don't know what. I have no idea why they would. I don't know what they would possibly do for trial in this case. It would just be just an unbelievable. I just have no idea.
Anyone have any thoughts or guesses where this is? This looks like some sort of main street somewhere-ish.
Jesus. The person, if it is the person that we all think he is a
prolific black guy.
So I'd assume he was lying to Rose as well.
Along with
according to
other
her,
white people,
I'm holding
so
down
like
testimony.
Maybe it's not in like the deep south or anything. I don't know. US 60.
What's the current timeline? Did things get extended?
US 80.
No, we're waiting. We're waiting on rulings for it. Technically, Discovery closed about a month ago, but maybe it'll be reopened. Who knows?
Where's the 80?
Who knows? Uh-oh. DSP clip.
DSP.
Oh.
Yeah.
Who's... Wait, what game is this? Oh.
Unreal. Unfucking real. All those bullets magically miss from point blank range.
Not point blank
range.
range.
These are numbered east to west coast. Yeah.
Unreal. Unfucking real. All those bullets magically miss from point blank range.
Should be on the east coast, right?
At least you found out the type of
there
people, all of them,
80.
Because of the situation. Most of them were fake around you most of the time until this happened. And the true colors came out. Yeah, maybe, I guess. But...
So, and then there's a 40 that it's crossing with, right?
It's possible over how Wicked became such an anti-fan, like anything personal. No, it was just hanging out in that Discord server all day. Breaks people's minds. You just have to be careful where you hang out, I guess. I don't know. Let's see. Destiny. Couldn't this part be used to defend your community? Even if you doxed her, nobody from DGG, the only one who did was a Justical fan. It doesn't really matter. Like, the problem is you'll never win. There's no good faith conversation to have with these retards. The actual Giga Chat answer
14.
is that, like, I wanted to dox this person prior to knowing anything about them. Like, from my perspective, this is an account that's leaked 27 explicit videos of me, a whole bunch of chat logs, and tried to extort me for money in order to get on my stream, you know, blackmailing me before leaking more shit. I had every right to know who this person was. I tried to find them off stream, I couldn't do it. I hired a PI to investigate, they couldn't find them. So of course I want to fucking find this person. I have every right to, though. But I want to find this person because I've been severely fucking injured and wronged by this person. But after, the other side just wanted to find them because they were praying to God that it was a minor. They also posted like 50 million more pictures, videos, maps of her city. I'm trying to link different parts of her fucking house or whatever it was than I ever did. But yeah, like, I mean, I think I had every right to find out who this was. The other people just wanted to find out so they could intervene with my court case and fuck with it to see if they could fuck with me. That was all they cared about.
It's gotta be like a near decently sized
Supreme was dating
city,
Plaintiff
right?
or tried to for a while, yeah.
No,
Was trying to date Pixie, kind of, yeah. Although eventually she
now.
asked him to leave her the fuck alone, but he wouldn't do it, and he just kept being a creepy
Turns
weirdo
into
fuck.
the 95, so it ends here.
Alright, what is this?
Might be a highway. Well, this is US 80. Oh no, you're right. It has that shape. Oh
Jesus,
no.
I have to be careful for my own mental health when I read this shit. Sorry, hold on,
It's
one more.
one of
Jesus.
these. Shit. Oh no.
The thing that always just I can't understand is the stupidity. It's got to be like, there's got to be something that's like mind fucking people. It's, like, it can't just be a raw. I don't understand. I don't know. But hold on, what is this?
So
I see so many DGGers constantly saying that what Seba did was wrong because he was interfering with the case, when all he actually did was inform a witness that a case even existed. Like at Deeds Barb and at Hussein, can you explain why exactly this is morally wrong? And please, without virtues and influence. Like I can't tell if this is bad faith or like fucking retarded. Like really? Like that's how seriously?
Highway 80. Oh shit! I definitely think you're right about that, Super, because of the shape of the.
Destiny, you should
sign.
actually agree that Saba person fucked over Rose, but he helped your case. I mean, he did. That's what happened, but that was the opposite of what he wanted to happen. I also didn't email her saying that. I don't know what the fuck. Is this my transcript from my video, I guess? I don't know. Wicked Stream says, why so much special interest in this server? I wonder. If there's another server where there are lawyers and other legal professionals discussing this case, I'd be happy to go there too. Like they're getting great legal insight when Esports Batman and all these people have been wrong on every single part. These people are legally fucking retarded. Why the fact that they're lawyers, why the fuck would that matter for any of this? Like look at that, the legal mindset guy completely fucking lied, remember? Because Lauren sucks and fucks her way through all these people. Nick Ricada, who posted all this shit about me online, about, oh, Destiny did this and he's been doing all these things. Yeah, it's because she's literally dick riding in the background in order to get these people on her side for things. And a lot more streamers as well, by the way. But
where is 66?
Slut shaming when it's people we don't like, I will slut shame. But the person I'm slut shaming here are the guys that fucking fell for it. Especially when it's within your profession. You're gonna change as a lawyer, you're gonna stake your credibility. Cringe.
Minnesota. That's it. That's all we got. That's all that's going on today. My goodness. And everybody's talking about it all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
Jeez. All right. All right.
60.
All right.
We're getting closer.
You sure nothing else is happening? Yeah, well, I mean, sorry, there's nothing else people are talking about.
62.
There's another pseudo debate between Hassan and Asmongold. That's what I saw. Oh, you want to talk about Destiny's court case? Yeah, I don't care about that.
Where's the who was it? It wasn't Eva.
68.
Sasha Gray? Was that the one? Which one? Where's the thing?
All
Link
right,
me the
we're
clip.
in the 100s here.
Sasha Gray, yeah. Link me the clip.
Asmongold, that's what I saw. Oh, you want to talk about Destiny's court case? Yeah, I don't care about that. Honestly, if you guys want to talk about that, I'm sure Destiny's talking about it. I want to talk about this.
I don't
So
wanna
if
talk
you
about
guys want to
that
talk about that, probably we'll ban you from the chat for today.
Oh, okay.
Maybe that'll be tomorrow or the next day once we have non-fun stuff to cover. Minnesota.
Yeah.
That's
What a bitch.
Also, just like Dylan, you could
79.
switch to full-on victim blaming too, based. Esports Batman, top legal professional
no way.
in the logistical community. Okay.
Hell yeah.
Oh, I don't want to watch any more of this.
So we know the videos were shared with Rose, but we don't know what videos, and that she never spoken with him, but was in the loop. So Destiny got played by an e-dating couple. An e-dating
West,
couple,
further
right?
west.
This is the equivalent to saying something like, oh, Trump got played by Epstein and his young girlfriend. Not exactly the equivalent, but basically. Like, what a retarded fuck. These people are so beyond deranged. So Destiny got played by an e-dating couple. Seems like the guy used his relationship with Rose, that he met, by the way, on an underage app for children to make friends with each other, that he made a fake account, by the way. Seems like the guy used his relationship with Rose to proxy her in as
I
a
spent
third
all this
under
time
threat
trying to
custody.
find it, and then it's
95.5 Solo and
Rose
Rose
are numbers
responsibility
sequentially,
here.
so they build from East Coast going west. Yeah. Here's a 70.
More like a Tate type situation. This sort of answers the question about the t-shirt picture too. Bruh, so Destiny got catfished by a guy who was abusing his girlfriend. Good day not to be him.
82.
And then he protected that guy. Yeah, apparently he knew this dude's name for so long. You don't understand. He didn't have the bandwidth. Okay. That's the new cope that Destiny was protecting him. Yeah, Saba switched to like, why don't you publish all his info? Why don't you publish all his info? Because when you're on the internet, you think that like, again, like the doxing shit doesn't matter. It's not gonna do anything to him. Somebody has to like pursue some shit in order to actually do it. But
82.
I don't understand. You don't want to say for real. You know, some of us are just built Cuban. Why would Rose have any responsibility?
80.
She was I don't even want to joke about it. It's fucking
Okay. All right, we found an 80. Houston or Dallas. And then ALA 14. I don't know what that is. Oh, shit! What if it's this? No way, right? There's way too many cars here. No, I know that, but like, there's way too many cars here, right? For such a small place. could ALA stand for? Alabama! This Louisiana. The 80, the 80. Oh no, it becomes a 79. Oh no, there it goes. It's still the 80. The 80. Okay, 80, 80, 80. 80. 80, 80. 80. Okay, how much farther to Alabama? Oh, jeez. This is the 80, right? Yeah. Oops. Okay, let's keep going here. Check in. 80, 80. Okay. Okay, this is Alabama. It should still be the... Yeah, 80. Okay. We gotta find Alabama 14. 43. 69, 25, 61. I need to like go. Oh yeah, it's gonna be one of these small ones, right? Three. Selma. It's fucking Selma. It's fucking Selma. Right? It's gotta be. Fuck it. We're guessing that. We're gonna say like the 30s? Watch, it's gonna be like all the way on the other side of the country. Here we go, here we go, here we go. 1 year off. 2.6 kilometers! Yeah! Hell yeah. Wow. Wow. On those two signs. Holy shit. Oh, fuck me. Okay. So it's gotta be like Scandinavian area, right? Like Denmark. Like Denmark or Sweden or Norway. God, I hate these black and white ones, man. I'm thinking Swedish. But let's take a look at... Or maybe, no, Norwegian. Let's look at Oslo. Don't they have, like, crosses in their O's and stuff? Yeah. They also have the dots over the U's. Do they have O's that don't have crosses? They do. Do they have O's with dots over them? Let's look at Sweden. I don't think so. Hello. Mi sultan kulon legesegek. I don't fucking know. Let's look at Helsinki. Nah, it doesn't look like Finnish. What about Danish? Nah. I think it's gotta be either Swedish or Norwegian, right? It's kind of giving IKEA vibes. Fuck it, I'm just gonna guess at this point, I don't know. And then what, like the 50s maybe? What am I getting the vibe of? The 50s? 70? Budapest? Fuck me. What the fuck? Okay, what are we looking at here? Police. Police. Oh no. Oh no, man. This is a tough one. Thoughts? I mean, it's Europe. I have no fucking clue. These guys look kind of Eastern European. Sort of looks Eastern European. Techno Viking Street? I don't know, dude. I think this is more Eastern European, but I mean, like, you could be right. I'm just gonna fucking guess, like, Budapest, I don't know. And I'm gonna say, like, 2014. 2007. It was Tallinn, Estonia. Okay. This is, like, either Hawaii or New Zealand. I'm gonna... It's gotta be New Zealand, right? Yeah, right? With a long fucking name like this. Holy fuck. That's it. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I'm just going to go here because I don't know. What does this look like? What's the year look like is the question. '40s maybe? It's going to be like the 20s or something. Oh, not bad. Less than a kilometer away. Final score. I think I missed my usual target. Ugh. It's my worst score in a while. Damn. Slipping. I'm slipping. Alright. That's true. Look at this. Look at what I did. I like switched where I was fucking like, okay, alright, that's fine. I'm fine. Okay. Alright, guys. It's been fun. I'm going to finish up for tonight. I will be back on Monday. And on Monday, Aurora will be here with me in person. What? So excited. Yeah, the down carrot. I just didn't know if that was like a stylized thing on the sign or an actual accent. Oh, you do not want to miss that. It is going to be such a fun time. It's gonna be lovely, really great. You're not gonna want to miss it. Some of the best ratings you've ever seen. Really quite remarkable, quite frankly.
I'm gonna come.
All right, everybody. Y'all have an amazing weekend. I will be back with y'all on Monday. Sleep well, good weekend, all that fun shit. You too. And thanks for joining, Super. Awesome having you around. Come back anytime. We always have a good time here, man. Everybody take care. Have a beautiful weekend.